Hello, I am IBX Toycat, and the Copper Age drop is out right now. It actually took a while after Mojang said it was, because they said it was out for Bedrock when it was out for Java, but now you should be able to officially download it, and here's the first act I'm going to do, making a big mess in my base, followed by replacing that mess with one of these, so I can put one of these down, and wow, I've got a brand new chest. It's made from copper, and I've even got a guy who will sort from that chest. Now we do the same again, oh dear god, with the deliberate plan of making it so that we can, oh dear, okay, this is a mess. But the basic plan here, I just want to put these down somewhere. The basic plan here is to make it so I have a copper golem who will now sort things for me so that when I get my shulker boxes full of garbage, I can put them down, and I've got these copper golems who will take the blocks where they need to be. Cobblestone can go in here, for example. Oh yeah, that's. I'm just gonna throw all of this back up there, by the way. So cobblestone can go over there, and everything else can go exactly where it's good. And just like that, I've solved all my problems, chat. Except I'm gonna do it again now. So, it hurts so bad. Two more of these go down. Two more of these go down. And now I've got an army of volunteers. To be clear, they are not paid, but they like it that way. And now I've got this volunteer army who are very, very excited to serve me. Some would argue there is an ethics problem. I would argue those people, you know, have not lived for the vast majority of human history where, you know, we've been doing terrible things to real people. So now it's finally, you know, like, it's finally okay. We have a group of people that's okay to put into servitude. And I'm glad that Mojang introduced a feature at the perfect time of this big debate around how can you treat AI. Because the answer is very, very, very well, if you're me at least. But, you know, also, oh yeah, they actually are walking over here. Copper golems will only go through 10 chests, but it's cool to see it here. Okay, personally, I like Mats of Mayhem. It looks really good. Hello! I am streaming, right? Weirdly, it looks like I'm not. I'll trust that you can see me. I like talking to myself anyway. So, hello everyone. How's it going? I've now officially enjoyed the Copper Age drop, but I've got lots more enjoyment that I need to get on board with, because I'm going to be making every single block from this drop. That does sound like a big commitment, and let's be honest, it kind of is one. But yeah, it's a really important one nonetheless, because I need to make all of our brand new blocks. So look at this right here. I can now craft myself copper bars. Oh, that's fun. I can now craft myself copper chains. Oh yeah, that's great. I can now craft myself copper lanterns if I get myself some torches or some sticks and some things. I've got lots of goodies that I've got to craft, and it's going to be great. We can see you, don't worry. Yeah, it's Sam's channel. I do think that this is a cool drop, but all I can feel in my heart is overshadowed by the next one. And I feel like that's a weird bit of a shame, right? Like, also that guy's just going to be looking for a chest for the stone forever. There's not a single one of those that is dedicated to it. Copper is finally spitting bars. If you're me, at least. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to get my hands on all those strip logs that I got last week. I've got 6 of these, and I've got 6 of these, and I've got only 3 of those, but I've got 16 of these. And I'm going to use these so that I can make my job just a little bit easier. We'll grab 6 of these to bring over with me, because I'm going to be making every single block in Minecraft today. That is the goal. Also, copper is fine. Yeah. Perhaps. How's everyone doing, by the way? I feel like update day is a really big one. It used to be, honestly, it's kind of funny, right? Like, I felt like it used to be the biggest day of the year. Now it's like, oh, and now it's all, like, actually here. I think I predicted this forever ago, like, that eventually snapshots and betas would become so commonplace and so well known about that we're like, yeah, those things already exist. But at the same time, I do think it's kind of cool nonetheless, because it gives us an opportunity to, like, enjoy what would be one tiny part of a wider update. And so let's go enjoy what would be a tiny part of 1.22 together right now. Oh, look, it's tips. Oh, someone gave me a tip. Oh, there's no tips. Usually I get like a message in chat being like, oh, Toycat, you didn't read this message. You're a monster. You know, I worried that's what I saw right there. So, also Toycat tax. Good to see you, cat. Hope you're doing well today. I think I need to learn every time I have dinner before I stream, I think it's smart because it stops me getting hungry. But I like having big dinners, and I feel so sluggish after them. So I think today's stream is going to start real slow. And then we're going to speed up as we go. So this is my section of the world for my 1.21.110 blocks. However, Minecraft have since changed the name of the update to 1.21.111. There was never a 0.110. It never actually came out. It was just for development. So I technically now need to change this to look like that. It's the 1.11111 update, which is very, very fun. Give credit to whoever came up with that one. But, yeah, now we got to do some stuff. Major look lol. Yeah, it's a classic major look scam. So here is one of the weirdest recipes that exists in Minecraft, and they're going to represent the first blocks that we put down today. Every single block type now has a brand new variant where, you know, basically, they're vertical slabs. They've come to the game. It's crazy. It's a miracle, some would argue. And I'm going to put them over here, I think. I think if I put, like, slabs here, it'll be like a nice little background. Oi! Not tips, go here. Thank you. Thank you for tipping to tell people where to tip me. What a delightful... Honestly, sometimes I, you know, I think that's really good. What did I just do, chat? Oh, no. Oh, no. Why did I just do that? Oh, my God. Sometimes I, like, get... It's easy to get... down or overwhelmed or, you know, assume like, yeah, well, as we can see clearly, you know, the majority of people are here you know, it's a fleeting thing. Like, you're here today, you have gone tomorrow, and no one cares past that. And it's always nice when someone's like, oh yeah, look, I'm excited for this. In fact, I'd be excited if other people were excited for this. And it's like, oh wow, that's nice. You don't need to be that nice. You know, unlike in the real world where I feel like, you know, people who are a bit over the top about like, oh, you are being nicer than you need to be. And it's like, I feel like we all have basic human decency in the real world. We don't all have basic human decency on the internet. And so, thank you for being not just basic, but a level beyond that. Anyway, let's now drop one of these out because I need to grab it. And let's go throw our first blocks down, chat. So, also you got more waxed cut copper slabs for the slab collection. You know, I've always been dreaming about more wax cut copper slabs. Always felt like that was a requirement. Glad to finally have those. Actually, the first thing I should be placing is my copper bars. So chat, there are now 8 new blocks from this one block, because copper bars come like this, but they also come like... Actually, how should we lay this down? Like, have 4 in a row here, and then have, like, 4 in a row back here, but waxed? Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do. So we have to wait for these to age, which means the best thing to actually do is put a bunch of these down as separated apart as we can, and wait for that to happen. Oh, we have to do the same with lightning rods. That's going to be fun. Lightning rods aren't actually new, but them oxidizing is very new. Also, I think I should just invest in a crafting table. I think I need one bad enough. So let's do it. Did you kill the poor annoying Elder Guardian, says Nicholas Vidal? Whoa, you can't acknowledge that he's poor. You know, like, let's not jump straight to murder as the solution to all our problems. I mean, it would be a good solution to this problem, don't get me wrong. But that doesn't mean we should jump straight to it. We should try out all the other boring solutions first. And then when none of those succeed, that's when we jump for it. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of things like oxidize, which means we just kind of have to space them out as much as we can. And then genuinely, I wish I was joking, we sit here and we wait. We sit here. So this is the joy in grabbing all of the blocks. So yeah, this is probably the simplest drop to collect all the features for. So it's the one I feel the most enthused about doing it with. The first crafting table was a museum exhibit. Ooh. Okay, so let's make some copper nuggets. Let's make some copper chains. And then place down those copper chains. Again, just trying to keep them spaced apart as we can so that they oxidize as much as they can. It looks a little bit ugly now, but in the future it probably looks good. And so, isn't that worth it? Because, again, annoyingly, honestly, I think copper breaks the definition of what a block is. Can I have a miniature rant here, chat? I think that the fact that there are 8 variants of copper and they are all distinguished as their own block No, 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 no. I think, imagine how absurd it would be if you said, this is the door, and this is the door, brackets, open. People would mock that. They would say, no. This is a door, and you open and close it. But, you know, you try saying the same about copper trapdoors. This is a copper trapdoor. Oh, wait, actually, this is aged a bit. We need to de-rust it. This is a copper trapdoor. And this is a copper trapdoor open. No, 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 no. But if it oxidizes, whole new block. It oxidizes naturally, so arguably it's even less work than this. But it just never sat right with me that you count it as an entirely different thing. What do you think, chat? Am I crazy? Am I being a boomer? I think it's very easy to be like, things were better exactly how they were before. Because I do think, you know, I was thinking about this today, chat. You know, there's a lot of people who do not like Minecraft updates. They kind of just wish they'd stop updating it, honestly. Like, that's a shocking % of the community. I think enough so that I'd be, like, pretty depressed as a Minecraft developer. Like, we put all of this work into making great new features for you, and people are like, boo, I wish you did nothing. I would be happier if you had done literally nothing right now. And they'd be like, but we are putting all of this work into brand new features. How are you not excited? I don't know what accent this is, but I'm sticking with it. And people would be like, boo, bring back old mining, boo. We hate the way new mobs, you know, are. Make them like you used to. And they'd say, but we are trying exactly that. You'll love them when they... You know, boo, this feels like a mod, but maybe it won't feel like a mod if you give it enough time. Anyway, so that's my Swedish, by the way. Hope it's impressive. So I've got all my copper lanterns besides one now. We need to make another one of those. 2 more will do. And honestly, this by itself is like a hefty majority of the drop that I've already come into, chat. I don't know why some people hate updates. Yeah, it's because of the, it's the same reason why, you know, Doris in your local Facebook group doesn't like them building new buildings. She's like, I reckon there's the perfect number of buildings, and it's the number there was exactly when I moved in. Like, my house was absolutely necessary to be built. Everything off my house, I don't care about that. I don't know why it even exists, to be honest. I think it's an unnecessary waste of time and money. There's my Doris accent. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jungle logs. Oh, we get 6 warp stem we gotta bring. And we also gotta get some mangrove logs. 1, 2, 3. We've already got 3, and I'm not gonna use them for anything else, so I'll bring those with me. We need acacia, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need some dark oak logs, obviously. 1, 2. See, I wish I'd prepared better by doing all of these ahead of time, chat. But I did not, short-sightedly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we need the netherwood, which I just don't keep anywhere around here for some reason. And then I think I've got cherry done. So that should be every wood type besides maybe oak. Yeah, I think I'm missing oak. There we go, chat. I think just like that, I've now gathered enough for every single feature in this update. There are, I think it's 71 brand new blocks in this update. And so I think we now have everything we need for all of them. Which is fun. I thought a Swedish accent was just saying at the end of a word. Well, you see, we like to update Minecraft, and the way that we do that is... maybe that's just Swedish speakers emulating English. Maybe that's not... You know, maybe that's actually what you're saying. So let's place these down back here. Just, again, nicely spaced apart, so that they will one day grow into beautiful waxed lanterns. And we'll place one of those in here, because why not? Yeah, okay, then we've got some... So, chat, these are the brand new features. Copper bars, copper chains, copper lightning rods, but actually oxidizing, and copper lanterns. Together, this represents 35 brand new items that you're witnessing right now. They don't look like 35 different things. Because, as you can see, that's actually 4 features hiding in a trench coat. A very, very tall trench coat. Also, duplex Doris. Damn you, Doris. Yeah, I think it's really, really common to just get to a point where you're like, yeah, no more changes, please. I'm done with those changes. So I will be rejecting these. You know, glad you guys can have all the changes you like over there, but keep them away from me over here. I think it's like a well-known phenomenon, right? That like any progress that happens in the world when you're like 0 to 20, it's just a part of your life. Like no one is like, wow, like you never see anyone anymore being like, wow, isn't it crazy you've got a computer in your pocket? Because, like, it's so standard and you're used to it, unless you are 70, in which case you're still like, I just don't understand why we need these phones so bad. Because if you think about it this way, like, as you get older, 10 years becomes less and less a percent of your lifespan. So, when you are 10, the last 10 years is everything you know. And so the things that have happened in those 10 years is like, wow, it's changed a lot, but it's all... Change is the normal now. Whereas as you get older, you start to like see things change less and start to be more skeptical of changes. But also, you get less ability to deal with them, and your life gets in general more comfortable, so you don't need change to be happy. We should build a duplex for Doris and Mark. Okay, I do like that idea, don't get me wrong. But I do need to build some copper chests, because I forgot about those earlier. And boy, do we know if those are important. Actually, I think it's probably better to build a bunch of copper golems and then put them somewhere. But I shan't. Instead, where's the copper chest, chat? Am I missing it? Is it really hard to see? Let's type in chest. There's the copper chest. Was it on this previous screen somewhere? Chat, it's definitely not there, right? Okay. So this is planks. This is copper. This is copper. There's no copper chest. It doesn't show up in the craftable recipes. That's gotta be a bug, I assume? Whatever, let's just make 6 copper chests. I'll place them down underneath so that so I can see them still, but they won't oxidize things wrong. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's great. Okay, chat, so now, if I want to get all of the rest of the copper blocks, I have to sit here and wait for them to oxidize. So this is literally watching Copper Age, the stream. You're over 30 now. You may one day become Doris, and then the circle of life is complete. Yeah, like, I noticed when I was, like, not even 20, I think, like, 18, 19, I'd finally stopped being excited about new tech that I would have to change my life around. You know what I'm saying? Like, it used to be so cool getting a new phone when you were 16 and customizing everything the moment you got it. And then, like, I remember getting a phone and just being like, oh, it's like my last phone, but better, but it just imports everything. Perfect. I don't want to get used to it anymore. And so even the last piece of the tech I was excited for, there were some new glasses I wanted to buy today, chat. Hey!
Time to catch the live today, so I'll be watching it later today. Just wanted to share my appreciation and pay my tax.
Thank
Hope
you!
And everyone in stream is enjoying the new update.
I hope everyone... Thank you, Mike Bailey, and happy update day to you and to everyone else. You know, to you and your kin. I feel like that's a Christmas song by accident. But... Also, is it Doris now instead of Karen? I think Doris is definitely British Karen. If we have to, but like a little bit older too. You know, Karen is in her 30s. Doris is in her twilight years. Okay, so dark oak shelves. They've got to go somewhere. Where is somewhere? Somewhere is, I guess along the sides makes the most sense for these. Chat, where do we put this many shelves? Okay, so. If I put them too far back, they'll block the numbers. If I put them too far forwards... I guess they've got to go super far forwards yet. So I'll put... What order should they go in, chat? I've got all these shelves, and I genuinely do not know which order makes any sense for them. Also, whoa, a couple torches, huh? Look at this stuff. It's crazy. Should we go alphabetically? Should we go by order of introduction to the game? I guess logically that. So oak and birch are 1 and 2. Oak goes here. Maybe sideways makes sense on these. No, I don't think so. So oak and birch, and then jungle. So that's 3, and then we could have like 3 more here. 1, 2, 3, and then space 1. 1, 2, 3, and then we're out of space. So if we could do exactly this, but we've got to move things one block over. Also, interestingly, shelves go like the opposite way on a block than you would expect. You've got to place them forwards to place them backwards. Also, can't you line them around the sides? Yeah, I could actually... That's actually a fun idea. I could have like... I could continuously pattern them so that this side is like this and then this and then this and, you know, like... Yeah, that's kind of a fun idea. If I'm going to have 6 of each type anyway, there's basically no downside to doing that. And so let's do it that way. So, oak. It feels wrong. But, you know, lots of things feel wrong until they feel right. Oak, and then birch, and then jungle, and then spruce. Actually, I guess it's spruce and then jungle. Spruce definitely came after birch, then it's jungle. Then after jungle comes dark oak, and... Oh, it is. Where's dark oak? There's my dark oak, and here's my acacia, which I haven't stripped yet. So while we're doing all of this, our copper should be aging, chat. And look at that. Oh, yeah. We got a brand new block. Woo. Look at it, chat. It's like the other ones. Sorry, I feel like it comes across like I'm making fun of the update. I'm only making fun of how many blocks are in this update. I mean, I'm also making fun of the update in other ways, I'm sure. I think the way I would make fun of this update is by saying it is meant for builders, but then also it is a pain for survival builders if you actually want to use certain things. But I'll save the making fun for later. So I need to get back down to that crafting table so I can make some acacia shelves. I really like the idea of building something massive out of shelves, chat. I just don't know what it is yet. I kind of like this area being cut off by shelves, though. I wish shelves were green, like the unstripped for bamboo. Yeah, that is a fair desire. Okay, acacia, and then dark oak, and then that does get us like part of the way there, but it means it's gonna loop, and that's gonna have to come back, and then we're gonna have to finish over there. But it's totally fine. So acacia and dark oak, and then it's warped and the other one, but I don't have the other one. Then it's mangrove, cherry, pale oak, right? I'm sure. Oh, mangrove. Oh, this needs to move. Sorry about that. You gotta be somewhere else if you want to succeed. And somewhere else is here. Okay, so then that, and then this. Yeah, this is looking great. Pale oak is the last, right? Yeah, pale oak is still the last wood that Minecraft have added to the game. Did you hear that? I hear a skeleton. There's the skeleton. He's coming from the cave. So, pale oak, bamboo, cherry, and then that. So that should be 12 woods if we've done it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, we did it. We did it correctly, chat. First time. Not even a disaster. Isn't that incredible? And then we just kill him. And we start placing them back down. But this time, these blocks are going to be on the second half over here. So shelf goes here-ish. If it's 5 blocks to the edge, we'll call that 4 blocks so we don't cut this off. And so we'll just use the 4 that we like the most. Which to me would be this, and this, and then this, and then this. But in a different order, just to throw things off a little bit. And then that means that we can now do the reverse over here, where this would become the white, and then this becomes the pink and the yellow, etc., etc., all the way across. Now we have to move our copper torches somewhere that they make sense. I think I'll just put them in the middle here, though. Like, copper torch goes here and here. Actually, no, the copper torch will look like it's a point if I'm not careful. So let's instead place all of our copper torches on the front here. Because why not, right? Yeah, why not is a great excuse, and I'm loving it. Speaking of loving it, chat, how are you all doing today? You could redstone some of them. Yeah, I think, yeah, putting a bunch of levers on the back here might be a fun idea. I like the idea of putting shelves in the shelves. Like, I think that would be a silly thing to do. That would, because, you know, I've got all these shelves of these different colors that I'm not going to use necessarily. So what better thing to do with them than be silly? But yeah, chat, how are you doing today? I've got a fun little objective on my hands that we are working on. Do you still have any petrified oak slabs? I do not. I know, it's weird. Also, Cat Engineer's doing good. I'm glad to hear. Bloxy is doing great. I'm glad you're doing great. I sometimes I sometimes forget that like update day is not as big for everyone else as it is for me. This is one of those like, you know, I feel like if you're a politics nerd, election day is like, oh dear God, everything will change at the end of today. And if you're a regular person, it's like, oh, was there an election today? I knew there was something I was intending to do. Oh well, better luck next time. I feel like there's a similar version of that. That's like, okay, so we're gonna put down these now. I feel like there's a similar version of that of Minecraft updates. Like, genuinely, I know this must be really common, but it's quite shocking to me that, like, for some number of people, it's like, oh, yeah, Minecraft update came out. It's got, what has it got in it again? You know, those people have to exist. But it still is quite confusing to me. I'm feeling great. I'm doing alright. Have been playing Risk of Rain or Turns all day, despite it being Minecraft day. Yeah, weirdly, actually, I would make the point that Minecraft day... I would make the point, actually, that Minecraft day is kind of Minecraft evening. It comes out at 5 p.m. So by the time you've got the update, maybe it's 5:30. And so it's like, oh yeah, you get a little bit of evening update. You know, back in my day, when something was coming out on this day, that meant it was coming out at midnight. That meant that if you stayed up on the previous day, you were good for this day. But that is me being a boomer, you know. See, and that weirdly, I think that is the better way to do things. Not because I'm thinking critically about it. I mean, if you thought critically about it, I'm sure it's possible to come to that conclusion. Is that the same one as here? I think that's different. Nah, it's not. So let's fix it. Let's put the oak one there. And there we go. Isn't that nice? So now we start again with the blocks being in the order, except this doesn't go here. I am amazed at how many times I'm placing blocks in front of myself again here. Then we'll grab the jungle and the birch shelf. I don't have birch right now. I have to go get it, and then I'll grab spruce afterwards. So jungle and spruce. And then we'll go grab some... Is it never that comes after? No, it's acacia and dark oak. Nice and nice. And then we just put all the other blocks in order here. But warp will be in a different order. And so too will cherry and bamboo. Except, oh no, we've made a mistake, chat. Somewhere there has been a mistake. Oh, it looks like I just started... No, there's been a mistake somewhere. I don't know what it is. But I have... Oh, no, it's mangrove. That's what I'm missing. Okay, we're good. Oh, what a relief. So I'll put these in a different order than I did last time, just to be fun with it. So that goes here. And this goes there. And there we go, chat. Look at all my shelves. So that is 12. That's 11 separate blocks I placed down now. I placed them a bunch of times, but sure. And then we've placed down like 5 blocks that are slowly but surely becoming a billion more. The fact that people care about politics and the average person are separate groups is distressing. Oh, no, I think it is a real privilege. Oh, we can only place individual. Okay, so we have to like place those down so we can place that there. So this is actually a weird use case for the shelves. If you want to use them to store one item, you have to like pick up one item at a time and place it in. But it's what we're going to do to try and place these down evenly. So this goes there. And then what did I do? Oh no, I placed 2 in there by accident. It's fine though. I'm going to try and never place a shelf in its own type though. So this goes there. And then there. Oh no, that's 2. Yeah, it's surprisingly tricky to just place one of an item in one of these. And one of these over there. And then we'll place our mangrove swamp shelves. One here. And one over here maybe. And maybe a couple over here. Yeah, you know, this is a fun little system, chat. I'm enjoying. It's very Zen mode. It will create a bunch of shelves with a bunch of shelves in those shelves. I think actually what would be really beautiful is if we tiled the shelves in the shelves, so it was the same order tiling. You know, I think this is stupid, but I'm gonna do this, chat. I think this is such a bad idea that I'm gonna have to do it. I'm now gonna put all the shelves in the same order that the shelves are in themselves. Okay, so I'm gonna do it, chat. I think it's ridiculous, but that's why I'm gonna do it anyway. So that goes there. And then we'll have to skip 12. Some go over here, but I can't put them there. And then 4 more. One goes over here. And then obviously this goes next to it. And then pale oak goes over here. Then we pick up these. And again, pale oak goes here. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, chat, I think this is a little bit unhinged, but in actually quite a useful way. We'll have all of the shelves in order, and then all the shelves in order on the shelves in order, but the orders will go out of order, it will desync, and it will be ridiculous. But it'll be fun. Stupid things are sometimes the best things to do. Yeah, I think Minecraft is great for giving you moments where you get to have these silly decisions. Minecraft gives you the moments where you can have the decisions that don't necessarily make logical sense, but that you want to see anyway. Okay, so blue goes here, I would probably logically argue. 7 and 8, I think. And then oak has to go over here. And jungle has to go 4th, which is here. And then it's also, if we go continue again, jungle goes 4th, which is here. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted at all. Then we take this out, and we put it at the end here again. Oh, no. So putting shelves in shelves does present some problems, but it is totally worth it. Will candles show differently on shelves with 1, 2, 3? What do you mean by that? Will candles show differently on shelves with 1, 2, 3? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that question is, and so I can't give you an honest answer, Jeff Kalen. Yes, no, maybe. I'm gonna try and give you all the answers I can. I'm gonna give them all. Hopefully, one of them is right. Also, yeah. So I'm glad everyone's doing well today, chat. I have felt this weird sense of like, yeah. I think I'm now oversharing to explain my own feelings to you, internet. I felt this weird sense recently where, you know, by covering updates, you're effectively like covering old news, and a lot of people are like, okay, Toycat, it's nice that you're excited for the shelves, but that is kind of 2-month-old news, don't you know? But I also feel like a little bit it's like, so one of the my favorite things used to be like making videos about updates when they came out. And I think now, like, the way that you make those same videos... Also, these keep on oxidizing, which is very interesting. I think the way that those same videos is made is probably about snapshots instead. And that makes me feel an interesting way. I bought Timeless Adventures some time ago. Hey, yeah, it's, if I'm not mistaken, it has the weird marketplace permission that is needed for it to continuously update without needing manual updates. So if you play it right now, it will have all the new copper features in it, which is great. Can't wait to use these bad boys for detailing and pretending that they aren't vertical slabs. Mojang had no way of knowing that people would use them for bit building, but they were absolutely shocked to find out. I actually went back in. I want to give some credit. I went back and I watched the presentation. And Lady Agnes was like, oh yeah, we really enjoyed seeing what the community have done. Whereas it was a different developer that was like, yeah, we just had no idea. And like someone, yeah, it's like a PR point that they've repeated a few times. But the actual developers were like, yeah, I just enjoyed seeing it. They didn't make any claim that like, wow, this is so crazy. Why would people use our block detailing feature to do block detailing? Secret invisible drink. Oh, yeah. Is it going transparent because of the green screen? Oh, it is. Oh, that's cool. Very fun. It's secret. Tomorrow is October. And that makes it spooky month, right? That makes it officially the long month of spookiness. I need to let these guys know where the deep slate and the stone is stored. Or they're going to be doing this all day, aren't they? That's okay. That's a them problem, not a me problem. How well have they done at organizing the chests, though? Honestly, not that great. Not that great at all. I'll leave them to it. I'll let them. It's so sad, chat. I need to remind myself to make a little copper golem. You know, like wildlife situation. You know, I feel like they could be happier is what I'm saying. It seems so mental that they wouldn't think that. Yeah, exactly right. It's like, they knew. They knew exactly what was going on. Okay, chat, I've got something exciting. So this stream, all about the brand new drop. But one of the biggest features for a lot of people, myself included, is probably this one. I can now make myself a painting. You know, let's imagine you have a painting in your base. I know, crazy. Why? Also, can you put paintings behind banners? Oh, you can. Sorry, imagine you have a painting in your base. You know, it's unimaginable that one of these would exist, according to the bug that is in Minecraft. But let's imagine you have one of these. You can now enjoy the painting staying where it is. It won't even break. Update day is usually only for people with long-term worlds. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, Chantel. I am shocked by how many people are like, yeah, I wanted to play a new Minecraft world, and so why wouldn't I just load up the snapshot with the... Like, why would I limit myself only to old features? And I think that... Hey, Sam's channel! Thank you for becoming the 420th channel member. Can you believe it, chat? We were at 419 members for that long. Yeah, sorry, I got a real important message, it seemed like, but it was just someone asking a simple question. I'm excited to see your next Instagram monthly update with October coming tomorrow. Yeah, I do those every month, and so as September is finished tomorrow, you know that October, you know that means it will have to be there. Also, all my secret painting entrances broke. Yeah, I know, it was frustrating. Also, I need some of this wood. Should I take my wood from here and then replace it with something else? I actually think that's a goofy but silly idea. I could take like a bunch of... No, let's just go to the Nether. Let's just go to the Nether. As much as I enjoy these being made out of diamonds, I don't need to do it, and so I won't do it. Haha, 420, very funny, very cool. Exactly! So yeah, well, there are a few simple joys you can get in life. But saying, haha, 420, that's a number. You know, like... It's entirely arbitrary to find 69 or 420 funny, right? Like, they are natural numbers, they'll come up in counting sequences. But isn't it also kind of nice to have numbers that are worth looking forward to? Like, you know, one day if Minecraft... We're on 1.21.111. If Minecraft keeps going with their updates, we'll eventually hit 1.21.420. Is that not an update worth looking forward to? You know, you could not look forward to it, and then your life... just loses out. You know, it's not like you get something in exchange. You've lost it, and nothing will replace it. By the way, chat, one of the fun challenges we have today is getting my hands on copper horse armor. It's going to be a real nightmare. It's going to be some fun, though. 420 is also a significant number in occult Freemasonry. I'm going to be honest, I probably am not thinking about occult Freemasonry that often. But maybe I should be, is what I'm taking away from this. You know, maybe the occult Freemasons, occultist Freemasons, maybe they got a good idea going on there. Also, you can fly against ice in a ceiling. It's I'm surprised that doesn't make you fly faster, given how it works with jumping. So we need to turn left here. If only there was some faster way to travel across this ice, chat. Oh, but there is. See, look at this. It's incredible. Also, ancient debris. Nice. So let's get in the boat. Oh, it's going back the wrong way. So let's get back in that boat later. For now, I just need at least 6 of these. I'm gonna chop down 12, just in case everything goes horribly wrong. Yeah, getting rid of this tree feels wrong, but there's a bunch over here. I'll go over here, chat. 12. Okay, that's what caused that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so then we just need 2 more. I'll chop down the least noticeable 2 from here. Make sure I get those. It's a little bit too high up. Can I pick it up? Okay, I'll break the next block as well. There we go. Don't need it now. And I'm still missing one, which means it fell on the floor and I didn't notice, or I counted wrong. Which I'd rather not have be true. So I'll just break that. And it's combined with the next block. That's 13. Wonderful. So now I've got all the stripped crimson stem I need. And I can go back to the overworld, I guess. Okay. Let's do it. Yeah, there is a funny thing about, like, I think that now updates, as they are known, have effectively become stable updates. Like, oh yeah, this is an update that is stable enough. But even then, occasionally a major bug gets through, like with the paintings. Your major long-term worlds are missing a bunch of paintings, if you haven't noticed, because there was a bug with them that got through. And so even then, it's like, you know, what are updates? There's like a fundamental existential question. It'd be like, you know, if we move to a dictatorship, you know, to use the politics analogy more, if we move to a dictatorship, you know, if we did, let's hypothetically imagine, then, you know, but like one where we still voted, it just didn't really mean as much as it used to. Like, we only voted on things that the dictator kind of like already wanted, you know, and then he also didn't listen to the results if he didn't agree with it. But, like, you know, sometimes if he didn't like the results, he would still accept that the public wanted it anyway. Okay, okay. But yeah, let's imagine that happens. Then in that case, is election day still election day? Or is election day, you know, like when the dictator decides his new policies? You know, is that the, or, you know, like, I think in China and, or like, you know, like in communist sort of structures, they have like, it's called the Politburo, like, reorganization days. Every 5 years, they're like, yeah, let's make a new plan. Let's work out what's happening now. You know, does that become the new election day if elections are meaningless? It's a question worth asking. Or is it? Also, I'm going to bring a bunch of birch with me, I think. If I have a bunch of birch. Oh, I do. I have so much birch. I'm going to make, like, too much birch. Although, really, it should be... I think I'm going to make a bunch of acacia, actually, even though I'm running low on it. And my basic idea is it fits better with the theming of copper. So let's bring it. You mean like the US? I think that saying you live in a dictatorship is like a really good like campaigning tool, but it does harm to the actual movements towards dictatorships, in my opinion. You know, it's like when people said like, oh yeah, this is literally, you know, this is literally murder. Or, you know, like, I think murder actually hasn't been overused. But I think, like, lots of words have been culturally overused. Like, you know, I don't know, racism or whatever else. Like, people work out there is this one word that is, like, so bad that if you accuse people of being it, then they are now by default bad. And so they overuse the word a little bit. You know, maybe not even intentionally thinking they're overusing it, but then eventually, like, the word loses its power. Because all words are signifiers, right? And if you use a signifier for everything, then it stops being significant. You know, that's my take on words, at least. Mid-century Germans. Yeah, that's an interesting case too. I think one of the silliest cases as well. Like I think it is like a necessary problem that like as we get further, at some point, right? At some point we reach. But this is true for any major event. Like. We didn't really get to have it with the First World War because we were so busy having a second. But, like, every big event eventually stops being as significant. Like, 9/11 for a large number of people is, like, this redefining moment in their lifetime. But now we're at the point where you can be 24 and born after 9/11, right? You know, you can be 26 and basically everyone talks about it, but you don't remember anything about it. As enough people... don't have memory of a thing, you're now having memories of memories, you know, like the 2-year-old will be like, yeah, I remember the whole world changed after 9/11, man. I mean, I wasn't there for it, but like you could really sense the atmosphere, you know, as a baby. You know, people will say things like that, sometimes not even ironically. And Yeah, by the way, new update out right now. I think you know, let's try and stay on theme. It's an impossible to cat stream challenge, but like you know, like I think that at a certain point sprinting was hugely controversial, and so too was new combat. But at a certain level, it's like, yeah, there's the small community of people who don't use new combat, which are aided by servers who are run by people who don't like it. But the vast majority of Minecraft players, you know, like, aren't bothered by that debate because they play a version where, you know, it hasn't come up or whatever else it may be. It's a funky issue, if you ask me. Also, is this correct? I guess it is. So I'm going to place a few more of those back there. And I really like this as a backing, actually. I think shelves have such a fun detail. Like, this tiny little texture adds so much to it. It does have to be said. 9/11 significant to a lot of religions, and those numbers all over the Vatican. Also, I've got to watch the 1.21.9 trailer. Do you want to watch it together? That's how I should have started today's stream. I had, like, all day, chat, emotionally to prepare for the stream. And then, like, just before it came out, there's like, oh, yeah, there's a new copper cape. Oh, that's big. Should we make a video on that? I guess what I'm describing is being a bit too scatterbrained. When something is important... Also, this is not the correct place for this. I think when something is important enough, you're like, yep, and it will be important, then... I think there's, like, something... I think I have, like, a poor perception of, like, time sometimes. Where it's like, yeah, that thing is at is 6 p.m. tomorrow. What can you do about it today? Yeah, this is therapy of Toy Cat right here. Also, wait, there's a copper cape. It's not in the game yet. It will be in the game in a couple of weeks. There's a lot of interesting things to read about, but right now, the best thing you can do is place copper golems. It's going to be one of those community events, but you'll have to participate for the last phase of it. Do shelves burn? That's a really interesting question, Polly. Thankfully, as the owner of an enchanted flint and steel. Oh, also, one of my chests is aged. We got another block, chat. We got another one. Oh, no. Okay, well, the answer is you can't burn one of these tables, because this happens. I actually, you know, I should be putting all my cool items in shelves in my anvil room, right? I think it'd be a good fit. Really hoping they keep doing update capes. So, yeah, I'll leave this on fire for now. It doesn't look like it's burning. Or is it? Yeah, I think it's burning. We'll leave it burning. We'll see if it vanishes. It'd be okay if it did. You know, I wouldn't be that bummed out. So we'll place blocks there and here and maybe one over there. But yeah, so we have to deal with like the major definitional crises of our parents' generations will not be generationally bad for the ones after us. And you know, we still don't want people to be the word that we would use to describe mid-century Germans. But we can't act like the word is enough to assuage to scare them away from it anymore. We need like a new culturally relevant reason why you should not be that. It holds items, so I hope it acts like chests and won't burn. Yeah, I could see the argument both ways for it, kind of. I would make a shelf house. Oh, I'm definitely gonna make a shelf house. Don't have any mistakes if you think I'm not having a shelf house. You're wrong. By the way, bad news, shelves burn. I wonder what happens to the items. Do they drop to the ground or do they burn with the shelf? It's a fun question. And I'm not actually sure. So we'll place that down here and then this down over here. I need to bring up one of my birch shelves here. And there we go, chat. Perfect. I've got them all down. Now I can take this and put it over here. And then take another one and put it over here. Then we'll take another one and put it over here. And then another one and put it over here. Shelves for everyone, chat. So yeah, it does seem like we're going to go through a lot of shelves at this rate, which is perfectly okay. But something important to know. That goes here. There we go. And then we just replace... I need to now put these down where they're relevant, which includes right there. And it includes right over here, I guess. So we put one of these shelves in itself. Oh, no, no, not again. There we go. Fun fact, creating a copper golem using waxed copper gives you a not waxed chest, which I think I reported in the bug track in the very first preview/beta. Yeah, I think there's such an interesting... Like, I think waxing is one of the worst Minecraft mechanics. I think it has created a mountain of, like, issues. I think that maybe it should have just been that copper ages really slowly. Like, I think it should just not age in some conditions and age in other conditions or something like that. Because the way it works right now is kind of odd. If you want copper to age like we do, it's happening, right? Just really slowly. Really, really slowly. Also, a bat. How did he possibly get here? Did he spawn in the cave? Is having a cave open really, like, that bad for us? Anyway, so we just need to put some extra ones in here. So I've got some Savannah bookshelves that I don't have. Let's go and pick up those Savannah bookshelves that I thought I had spare. Clearly I do not. I also probably shouldn't have burnt one, but we needed to do the test, so I did what I had to. I think a bunch of shelves could be good down here. Like, make a little mini shelf building. That could be fun. Also, hello, IBX Toycat. I'm really enjoying your videos. Hey, I'm glad you're really enjoying my videos. Oh. I'm enjoying making them too. Like I said, though, you know, I'm having a bit of a today-specific crisis. Again, mostly about the fact that, like, people... Mostly about this, like... I know in my heart, like, even, you know, like, I guess this is actually an interesting thing, like... When you feel one way, but you think you should feel another way, is like a really weird crisis as a human being. And the thing that specifically gives it to me about this is this concept of, like, there is an update out right now that I can really play with. But in my mind, I'm like, I want to beat Minecraft using just a spear. I want to poke enemies with that. I want to... Also, you ain't using vibrant visuals, says the Poof Gaming. Do you want to see all the new shelves of vibrant visuals? You can't. It's okay. I don't use vibrant visuals in my long-term survival world, is the general rule. I just don't... I think it can fit quite well for, like, a certain new Minecraft world vibe, but I don't think it fits here. Also, yeah, this is a brand new... Oh! Ooh. It's interesting. They all have it. Do they all do this too? Not all the other blocks, just the lightning rods, huh? So it is now raining, which means it could thunder, and so these could get struck, which is actually bad because then they would deoxidize. But we'll just hope that it doesn't happen today. Yeah, chat. I think there's a funny. Also, I noticed your shirt. It's from Buc-ee's. I hope you like Buc-ee's. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying the videos, though. I'm glad you are. So, with that said, this is where the next one of these should go. And then there should be another one. I think everything is, like, a few blocks lined up worse than it should be. But that's totally fine. And did we put the other block down? Yes, we did. Wonderful. Okay, are all the dark oak shelves down that need to be? Let's find out. So this is... oak, and so this is where dark oak needs to be. And then on the next one, this is oak, and this is where dark oak needs to be. Oh no, put one of those down. And then on the very, very, very last one, we've got, this is where dark oak needs to be for the last time, probably. Chat, I've got to say, putting shelves and shelves is actually, also look, the Z fighting thing is happening. I think it only started happening since it started raining, though, which is weird. So if you look at these blocks down here, the way it's, like, jittering like that, I don't know how to describe it. It's called Z-fighting. It's a, I've never looked into the origin of the term. I always assumed it was because it was fighting on the Z-axis, but it probably isn't because of that. Okay, I'm gonna type in Z-fighting meaning. A visual artifact where two or more geometric surfaces with nearly identical depths for a Z buffer flicker or fight visibility. It's a near identical depth in the Z buffer. And what is a Z buffer? Z buffer. Z buffering is a type of data used to store the depth of information in fragments. Basically, it's when you say this is this distance or this is this distance. There are two pieces of information that both are telling the computer render at the same time. And so it's rendering them both at the same time by flickering between them. Like this. Yeah. So Cat could easily start a cult if he wanted to, says Dominic. What should we form our cult around? If we had a cult, what should it be about? That's the question. I think that I think you could argue every successful YouTube channel is a cult of the subject that it covers. You know, if I can use my cult-like abilities, there was a type of merch I wanted to do forever, chat, and it was kind of cool because I was like, I want this, but I'm not sure as many people do. I think a shocking number of people liked the makeshift plush because I think a lot of people just love plushes. It's something huggable and real. But there's a thing I've wanted to do forever, and I was like, I think I might get these made, and then if only I buy them, only I buy them. But if it was quite magical that even just within like my employees, I guess, Discord, there were like 3 people that were like, that is such a cool idea. I would totally buy those. And I was like, okay, this is when the cult has some, if we can be a cult chat, can we be a cult in the way that lets me make cool things? If you're curious what it was, chat, I forever wanted to work on like collectible card games or like a board game. They're both just things I love. Like I feel like this is a thing. Like if you grow up in the 90s, you'd go into a classroom, and there would be these things there, and it was just a very normal thing that like, yes, I will necessarily someone will have all the cool Pokemon cards or the fun things. Let's go play them. And as an adult, like playing board games is like a really great like social tool for engagement with. So I'd love to like have one that's good for that. Also, you could sell a plush of your hairline and people would buy it. So Sebastian Sharma. I can't imagine what putting that to the test would be like. Maybe I should send Makeshift a very interesting email. I think they'll assume that I'm drunk texting them if I send them that email. And maybe that's okay. Maybe they'll feel loved if they think I'm drunk texting them. But I don't think I can send Makeshift that message. Toy Cat Gravel trading card game would be kind of sick. Also, I don't like the rain anymore, so I just assumed it was nighttime, but it's not. By the way, you want to see something cool? I have a conduit, chat. Do you know how I made my conduit? With Nautilus shells. Do you think the Nautilus will get mad at these? But yeah, I think that... Oh, I forgot that I have my redstone that I keep underwater here. Very, very goofy. That's the one plush I'll buy for the lols. Maybe it turns out you've got the best idea ever. Maybe every idea for a piece of merch should sound like you came up with it. Well, a little bit. After a few too many ciders. Maybe that's the secret. The secret sauce that I've been missing this whole time. Also, do it. That plush sounds kind of funny, says Barry Pro. No, no. Maybe actually. I would be down with it. I don't think it's a good idea. But let's be real. There's a lot of things I don't think are good ideas that we'll do nonetheless. Do. Sorry to anyone who is listening with headphones and had to deal with that. Thank you, Draco Blade, becoming channel member number 421. As we enter a new drop season for Minecraft, I've got to say, I am appreciating the love and support we've been seeing over the last week or so. It's been very heartwarming, chat. It's been very heartwarming. Okay, mostly because it means that I get to feel like we can work on cool stuff and it actually makes sense. 421 is unfunny, but it is more. Yeah, no, 421 is one quantity of 420. 422 is double as funny as 420. That maths has to check out. So yeah, chat, I think I'm going to make myself a bunch of item frames. And I'm going to put in those item frames. So I'll bring out, like... How many item frames do we need for a full set of tools and armor? Like a bunch. So let's bring out, like, 9. I'll put them inside some of the shelves. Yeah, I'll put them inside some, like, powered shelves, too. It'll make sense. And then I could have, like, a full set of copper tools. I should enchant a full set of copper tools, chat. I've got all these levels sitting around doing nothing valuable for me. So let's enchant some copper tools. Yeah, I don't see why we shouldn't. And that's basically as good as deciding to do something. Then we're going to... No, let's go for it. Let's go enchant some tools. Use shelves instead. Yeah, rather than using... I was just about to make item frames. And I was like, oh, that's so many item frames, and where are we even going to put them? But you're right. Why do we need to? We don't need to. Let's put them in some shelves. Wow, what an organic creation to make me realize it's good. Make a wearable plush helmet. A wearable plush helmet isn't the worst idea. But yeah, I've got to say. Also, it's great to see you, Pretzacoatless. Great to see you. Okay, so now I'm going to craft myself some tools of the copper variety. I'm going to make myself a sword, an axe. I don't have enough sticks. I'll get enough sticks. And then some sticks. So I can make, after the axe, a pickaxe, a shovel, and a hoe. Okay, chat. Yeah, I'm gonna enchant these tools to the max. I think it is meant to be quite an enchantable set. And so in theory, this isn't actually the worst thing you can do. That sucks. That's the same level of sucks. Smite free? Maybe it's less enchantable. Yeah, this is terrible, chat. Efficiency free, nothing else? Okay, this is pretty decent. Efficiency 4, that's fine. Fortune free, okay, now we're talking. But I don't have the levels anymore. So we'll have to go for whatever's higher up. Fortune 1, that'll do, I guess. And then Bane of Arthropods on the axe. So now we got a fully enchanted set of copper tools. We could go for an enchanted set of copper armor. It would look cooler, wouldn't it? So let's do it. Thank you, Ash Starlight, by the way, for remembering. Welcome back to the Cool Cat Club. 422 is twice as funny, apparently. So boom. Boom. I found out yesterday that you can enchant stone. You can enchant wood, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I keep them. Actually, so this is a good use case for, like, I keep all sorts of odd things kept around that now will make more sense to store. Oh, wow. I've got 2 ancient debris. I could use that to make some good stuff. I've got lots of things that I think might be better stored in shelves than anything else. Like, chat, this is basically my crying out for shelves up here. But also, like, you know, enchanted tools. Hey! Been playing the update since it came out, and so far I've discovered copper golems are useless and get stuck on the same 10 chests. So weirdly, that's not a... them being... weirdly, it is design decision. I don't necessarily support their design decision. I don't agree with their design decision. But I think they didn't want it... Like... I don't actually get it. They didn't want it to, like, replace, like... automatic sorters or whatever is what it seems like. But, like, you know, was anyone really going to replace... People who make redstone love to make redstone regardless of the circumstances, is my experience. So did they need to do it? I'm not necessarily sure they did. Also, yeah, I'm thinking of getting some redstone power, like, around here somewhere. Yeah, how am I going to power it if it's on one of these sites? But I'm definitely thinking of getting, like, a mace... And then, like, a diamond sword. Or, like, a mace, a trident, and a crossbow would make a really good shelf, right? Because right now, they're all split up across the world. So what if we put them all in a big shelf here? So we'll remove this. And I'll put a shelf down. I think white is the most fitting from what we have. But I'll go for spruce just because it... Actually, I'll put the spruce above the barrel. No, yeah, How to attract vegans, by the way. Very silly. I'll put the... Yeah, I'm not sure what to... I guess the barrel... I'll put it over here anyway. And then in this, I'll put my weird and niche, like... You know, this is a mace. Very powerful. This is a trident. Not with Riptide, but with loyalty. Okay, that's unbreaking. Can you just enchant tridents, by the way? Oh, you can. I could get impaling on one right now. In fact, let's enchant just a little bit, right? So let's enchant level 1. Unbreaking 1, that's great. And let's enchant till we get loyalty, assuming you can do that. I'm assuming it's a level 3 enchantment, so we might have to break a few... Oh, that's not it. Oh, there's loyalty. So I'll put loyalty 1 on it because it genuinely doesn't matter how good your loyalty is. You just need some amount. And I can put this in there, and it's a good mid-range weapon. And then what's the other thing that's useful? Like, probably it would be a spear, but also like a decent crossbow. Yeah, let's put it in here. And now we've got like our useful weapons table. And if we just put a little thing above it. Also, I forgot that I put those up there. But if we put a little lever above it, which I would have no reason to keep around here, but if I did, it would be very handy. Ooh. Yeah, put a little lever above it, and all of a sudden that'll go really well. Also, this is where I keep my wind charges and my honey bottles. Loyalty has to be the least scaling enchantment in Minecraft. Yeah, right, like, this is my loyalty 1 enchantment. Like, would I really need loyalty at a higher level? In fact, I think I have one. I'm sure I had one. Oh, yeah, mending and breaking loyalty. Like, genuinely, I do understand it, but still annoying because I manage my chest. Yeah, I changed it too, Sophie. I knew about it, so I guess I have even less, like, defense. Yeah, it does make me feel a bit silly. So these are now 3 hyper good weapons. The only thing I'm missing is Wind Burst. I need Wind Burst for my, for the sake of my ridiculous collection of enchantments here. Also, there's cats. Yeah, definitely got to do something about this. If you don't mind me asking, what happened to Realm Review? I did one, like, a week ago? 2 weeks ago? Realm Review is a really big fan favorite. Like, I think it's got a bit of a... Realm Review is a classic example of a series that people say they want to see, but either they or YouTube is deciding they don't want to see. I don't know. There's a lot of things like that in the real world too. But sadly, Cock12, I can't help you with Realm Review. I can't force the videos to show up in your subscription feed. You can hit notifications on, and then you won't miss the videos. I'm working on one right now. I'm just like gotta find time with YouTubers where like I'm gonna get people to like show me around their worlds. I'll make 500 copper golems, then I'll make 500 more. Do, because I would make 500 copper golems. I think, honestly, you've got to just make a pumpkin farm and then go to a trial chamber and then make it into a ludicrous place of copper golem. So, okay, I see the Bucky shirt, and they're making another building in my area. Yeah, everyone loves Bucky's. It is an interesting thing to me, how much people love Bucky's. But everyone does love Bucky's. So, now I'm going to put these in the middle here. Because I've only got 5 items, so... Really, I'll put it, like, here, maybe. Like a white one next to a pink one. Or purple. What color would you call this, besides crimson, chat? Because I don't think that that's crimson. If I can be so rude, I would like to make the suggestion that that is not what crimson actually looks like. You know, call me out if you must. Okay, so that goes here. This goes here. And then this and this. Is this the actual hotbar layout I use? It looks a little unhinged. I'm gonna change that and that, I think. I think this makes a bit more sense. And there we go. Enchanted copper tools. By the way, could you do a Realm Review live again? Would love to bribe to look at my world again. It's changed a lot. I found it to be a messy format to do live. Because there is that fundamental issue of about half of people who send me their Minecraft worlds genuinely haven't, like, it's a behavior that is confusing, but people will send me a world and say, can you review it? And then maybe they make a mistake or something like that, and there's nothing on there. My theory is that people are like, I'm going to make a world because I want Toycat to review it. And then they get so demotivated after starting, they're like, screw it, actually. But they've already sent the invite out. There's a lot of duds. I think there is, like, the easiest way you can solve, like, lots of people aren't putting effort into something, weirdly is with a paywall by saying, well, if you put effort in, then you would send $5 for me to look at it. But it also is like, lots of people feel bad about that. That like, why should I pay you to look at my world? And like, justifiably so. I would feel bad looking at that. Whereas, you know, a lot of people feel perfectly fine about saying, paying £5 to leave a nice message, because it's more a tip than a bribe. I think it's more a tip than a payment for service. And a lot of places people prefer that. I mean, there's a lot of places I prefer it. I get it, you know. So I'm now going to put some copper nuggets in here. And there we go. That's the new blocks. And then we could make the new armor. But I'm not even convinced we need to make the new armor, you know. What we do need to do, chat, is we need to wait for all of these blocks to age. Or we could go looking for copper horse armor. It's not needed in the slightest, right? But we could. I kind of went off my 6-year-old world after it glitched and I lost 6 months' work. Oh, that really burns, cat. I've got to say. Like, I so many times I've been working on something. Like, particularly right now, my PC's going through crashing issues, as I mentioned. They're slightly less now. It's like once every 3 days again. I wish I could understand why. now I get other things crashing, which is better than my whole PC crashing. But anyway, so I would often lose entire stretches of work as a result. And, you know, that is a negative experience. I think no one ever goes, oh, that crashed, but it's okay. There's a real, like, smashing your head against the wall moment where you're like, how did I just lose so much? I need this to be done by X time, and now it doesn't look like it can be, or whatever it is. You know, there's a lot of losing something. Also, there's just a continual number of mobs in this cave. Do you think it's a spider spawner down there, or do you think it's just a weird coincidence? Yep, weird coincidence. Oh, damn it. That spider had the last laugh of me. I just have a spider and creeper cave. That's just how it is, chat. Did they fix the Z fighting with the bosses? Okay, nope. As you can see, not very good at all. Not very good at all. You should always swap stuff over to an external and then do a fresh boot of Windows. Yeah, I tried to set up the fully reset Windows. Like, it's a cool feature they have. They're like, you can preserve all your files, all your apps. Will reset Windows in the background. And they're like, we need to update Windows before we can reset it. And they're like, we can't update Windows. And now for a while, it's been saying I don't have a genuine version. It seems to... Okay, it's fixed itself today. Do you want to know something ridiculous, chat, by the way? So I have a not genuine version of... Oh. What's happening right now? I have a not genuine version of Windows some days, chat, because, you know, Windows doesn't know if I paid for it or not. I don't... Honestly, I don't know if I did or not. I'm fairly sure that I paid through some OEM, but, like, I don't know if they pay. But that's regardless of the point. So some days I have a paid version of Windows, and some days I don't. You can't change your microphone volume if you have a free if you haven't paid for Windows, you're not allowed to change your microphone volume. It's the stupidest rule. It's like, is that like, I guess it's like mild inconveniences for people who, like, you know, trying to make it so, like, the middle class won't pirate or something like that. But it's just, it's so silly in my opinion. Don't preserve anything, just completely restart with nothing. It'll help, trust me. Oh, I know it will help, but it's like at what cost, right? That's a classic throw the baby out of the bathwater. Or it's a classic like, oh yeah, does your leg hurt? If we amputate your leg, it won't hurt. And it's like, I know that I'm being dramatic. But it's like, I see a PC as like a means to get things done. And having to spend hours before I can get things done again is making a problem to solve a problem. To me. to my sensibility. So I'm going to break all of these blocks now. I'm going to get myself a good bit of XP. Oh, look how fast the XP's rolling in, chat. I'm getting XP like every... I mean, I'm getting literally no XP, actually. Windows cost like 20 euros. I never bought Windows. The free version is just fine. Yeah, I think it's insane. When I first learned that you had to pay money for Windows, I was like, because I didn't, like, you know, when you're a teenager, you just like, yeah, every PC has Windows. Presumably it is free. You know, everyone is using it because it is the default and it's good enough. And you don't really consider that, like, Microsoft has to make money on it. And then you learn it costs 100 and something. You're like, you want to pay me that much for the operating system? And from the perspective of it allows you to do everything a PC can do. Really good, right? Really incredible setup. From the perspective of, oh, I could get this for free and it would be absolutely no different. It's like, oh yeah, you are fools. And that's the kind of funny thing about a lot of services. I think it's one of my points that I make about like train fares a lot. I'm the one person on the planet who says that trains are like wildly underpriced. I think you could argue air transportation too, but it's underpriced arguably because of, you know, when you fly, the tax isn't the fuel isn't taxed. It's taxed on a car, but not on a plane. There's no VAT on your tickets and all that. There's all sorts of subsidies for planes, but like trains, even with all the normal taxes they have to pay, I'm like, yeah, you can pay £2, chat, and you can go all the way across London on a train. A train that they built at giant expense in the middle of central London with these giant cavernous rooms that you just get to hang out in for free. It arrives every 2 minutes, so you don't have to think about it. And it's £2, or like I think £8 for a day ticket to go as many places as you like. You know, that's ridiculous. But yeah, if you compare it to the alternative, which is not paying that much money, or because you're a boomer, you know, like, oh, it used to cost 20p when I was younger. Why don't things cost as little as they did back then? You know, and to be fair, we've all seen why inflation hurts. I think the last, like, 5 years have taught everyone, like, whoa, sometimes prices just go wildly up and then you have no idea what to expect. I hate hyper-consumerism that's taking over. We've always been hyper-consumerist, though, and it's broadly a good thing in that it's a good thing when humans get to make decisions for themselves, right? You know, if I can make a... If that is not too silly and political for you... I think humans are the best deciders of what is good for them on a broad sense. There's always going to be like individual cases where we do super dumb things, and just don't get me wrong, there are so many individual cases where humans do super dumb things. I hate the way putting shelves on shelves works, by the way. I don't understand why it works perfectly sometimes, but not others. I guess it should be standing so that it can't go there. We got on the wrong service home from London and had to fork out an extra 170. I remember open returns being okay on any train, but maybe I brained wrong. Yeah, they are. Oh, was that... That really sucks, Cat, actually. See, so that... Now, that's an insane case of like, oh yeah, you paid for your ticket, and then they decided to charge 170 extra based on their own, you know, arbitrary... Like, effectively punishment logic. Which is why... Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. I think, especially when, like, I think where a lot of the value gets lost is when they're like, oh yeah, this is a ticket that is only valid on our trains. It is not valid on any other trains. Also, it is only valid at off-peak times, but nowhere in clear writing will we put what off-peak times are. You need to know which National Rail page to go on to find them. That's a whole different thing. Is there like a year memberships for the trains, or do you pay every time? Oh, you pay every time, but I want to... An argument I've made forever is, like, cars, you pay insurance and you pay for the car yearly. Or some people pay insurance monthly and car lease monthly. But most people pay for a car up front and then you pay yearly insurance. If I could just pay $1,000 one time and know, oh yeah, anytime I want to hop on a train to go on a day trip somewhere, it's covered. Or realistically, it'd be like $10,000. It'd be great, you know, but I mean... I guess the number is really what makes that work or not. But if everyone can pay, you know, 1,000 and then every train ticket is 75% off or something like that, then everyone would be excited to travel by train. But we don't do it that way because we are stupid. Should I make myself a set of copper armor now? I mean, what else am I doing, right, chat? What else am I doing besides waiting for tools to oxidize? Which, handily enough, is going to lead to these oxidizing too, I assume. Maybe incorrectly. Yeah, chat, I think we've moved to the part of the stream where we are watching copper oxidize. And I actually kind of like that. It's a good little moment for discussion. But yeah, I think it's I think that we do live in a fun world. We got on the wrong service home. Oh, it's the same message. Wait, is that? Am I crazy? Oh, it is the same message. My brain. That was with a discount on the rail card. Thankfully, we're okay. But I can imagine if someone doesn't have it, being stressed out that happened. Yeah. That. I think if I've never told this story before, chat. It was like one of my like foundational. I hate the railway, and it was never one of my like. I hate to say it, but you know how like everyone hates Karens, right? That's the way that the internet puts it. I think there is something about like there is like a particular demographic of like person who is bitter about the world and regains. This is so cool looking, by the way. I should do something with this. There is a demographic of person that is bitter with the world and regains their power over it by making sure that other people have to follow kind of semi-arbitrary rules. Because, you know, by enforcing the rules, they feel like they have power in the world and help to shape it. You know, whatever the thing is. And I got caught without a rail card, and the fine ended up being... It's not just that they decided to fine me £600, chat. You know, like, whatever, it's probably somewhere in there. But what they decided to do is they decided to strong-arm a 19-year-old... 18-year-old? 17, 18. They decided to strong-arm a teenage chat, and they said... Because I said, I'm just going to quickly take this for some, like, legal opinion. They're like, the moment you leave this room, this offer is off the table. The cost will go up by £300, and we'll be taking it to court, so it will go on your criminal record. And I've looked into it. That they weren't even just bluffing. That is actually their policy as a company. You are, or you know, rather as a railway. It's something that's crazy to me, to like, to force people to sign something on the spot. Which, you know, like, looking back, I feel like, especially now, knowing how my life has gone, a criminal record wouldn't have hurt me anywhere, right? Like, I haven't actually... I've been quite lucky in that, like, outside of work experience, I've never needed a job. Or, you know, like a real job in the real world. I've always done internet things. I always hoped that that would be the case. I'm very lucky that it has been. But, yeah, I probably could have... Probably getting the criminal record to, like, prove the point would have been worth it. Because I feel like it should be incredibly illegal to say, we're offering you a settlement, but you're not allowed to ask anyone for advice on whether you should do it or not. Cans used to be neighborhood watchdogs. Now they won't call the police over trivial things. And kids had respect, so it was more balanced. Today's social media and the tattletale culture ruin it. Yeah, I think what it is we are reorganizing society, and, you know, whether that is for the better or the worse, it's just kind of like how you feel about which way it goes depends on how you feel about the broad reorganization. Also, women love a guy with a criminal history too. Imagine what it would have done for my dating prospects in my 20s if I could have opened with, oh, just so you know, I've got a criminal record and they won't let me near trains anymore. I'm sure it would have opened some doors for me. Travel. Yeah, I guess I think I do actually, you know, like I think the US is quite famous for like not letting anyone in. Like if you have a DUI, you don't get to go to America. Is fun fact. If anyone out there is like, oh, I'm gonna drive home from the pub today, but actually I've got a trip planned to America soon. Pro tip: don't do it. You should. There's probably hopefully other reasons you wouldn't do it, but That can be one of them. Yeah, because it's a big thing. We'll get you banned from the country. You know, not for DUIing in America, for DUIing, you know, anywhere in the world, because they take it very seriously. I think America's quite a unique society actually for like relying on the car so much, but also fundamentally not trusting people. Like, I think it's like a funny society to like have like a very individualistic culture, but then also say like, oh yeah, and also we don't think individualism works when it comes to driving and drinking. People cannot be trusted to make the correct decision there, which is, you know, like again, it does match my experience that like, yeah, a lot of people do just drink and then start driving in America. But it means there's like a super like rigid like, if you do it, you are persona non grata to the state. You are going to a terrible place for a while as a result. What do you think about the fact that the spear has an attack cooldown on Bedrock? It has an attack cooldown on Bedrock and Java, right? Pal. I'm really excited by what's happening with the spear. I know we've said this so many times before, and like I'm starting to doubt myself as I say it at this point. That's how many times we've said it. But I think like this time for real, we're seeing all the mechanics of a combat update coming to the game. And sure, it's for one weapon right now, but this is how Mojang tried to make changes. People got really upset with them trying to rebalance the Elytra. So they're trying to change combat without nerfing anything that exists right now. You know, nerfs are quite an unpleasant thing for the community, so they're working around it. And so, okay, we're going to have so many shelves, by the way. 60 shelves. Oh, I've got shelves out the wazoo. Now we can put the shelves down that we need to. So we'll just put, like, 58 in here for now. I've got to remember where those are so I don't forget them. And then there's a birch shelf that goes... So I've already got the birch shelves in. Never mind. Okay, where did I hit the birch shelves? Was it that? Yes, it was. Let's go. So yeah, I think I'm now going to put shelves on this side too. I think it just makes sense. Or maybe down here. I think this... Like, the gap between this and the ground could be best filled with a little shelf, right? We could put the shelf on the outside, but that's kind of ugly. Or we could put the shelf on the inside. And make a nice little... Yeah, we could... If you put, like, this here, and then go back to having tough bricks, I think it'd be pretty cool, because you'd make, like, a little standing area. Do-do-do-do-do. Hey! E-Fridge! Thank you to whoever has let their food decide to become a channel... Or their food storage device. Become a Toy Cat channel member. Yeah, I kind of like it. And then we could use, like, actual birch planks or something for the bottom. Also, Toy Cat, what do you think of spears in dispensers as an idea? Oh, that'd be a fun way to... I think... I'm fairly sure that Mojang is going to use enchantments to make weird possibilities happen. Yeah, spears from dispensers sounds really cool. Okay, I'm gonna quickly... check. So chat, I think there's gonna be a preview tomorrow. I do think that is looking pretty likely at this point. Also, lol, I meant to put logs in there. What do you? But yeah, I think. By the way, I like the idea of this being here. I don't think it actually is a good fit. I think I'm gonna just take those back. It's nice. It's fun to be able to build things. And sometimes you gotta say you don't want it. Also, we hit 7,200 days, chat. Whoop, whoop. Do you see what I mean about, like, why I feel like we should maybe turn it off? I feel like when you have so many milestones... Because 7,200 is objectively a big milestone. We just passed another 100 days, chat. But it kind of feels like, yep, that's another 100. It's kind of like, you know, like 1.94 million subscribers. Like, we hit it recently, and it's, like, kind of cool. But also, it's like, well, it's a milestone because it's a milestone. It's not special in its own right. It is special because it is a milestone. Okay, so we'll place all of these along here. Hopefully get it right. Hopefully not lose all of these. This copper chest does mess things up a little bit. Move that over there. Nice and far away from everything. Also, yo, Mr. IBS Cat, how are you doing today? Wow, I can't believe you know I have IBS. Does Minecraft need to produce more updates? Yes, Murad. No, I think it's a fun question. So how am I doing today, by the way, Efredge? I'm doing pretty good, thank you for asking. I've had a very yeah, I'm like learning a billion times again and again, like how to I've had a big learning. How am I doing today is broadly good. I think like I said, I think I really messed up by starting a stream early, but not like prepping my life around it correctly. Like I think eating dinner before streaming is like gotta be the worst decision that I've repeated too many times. We're at almost 10k on the SMP. Whoa, that's huge. See, it's a nice round number. Whereas 420 is a funny number, but not a very good milestone number. As sad as it is to say. I'm gonna put a bunch of shelves over here. Yeah, I think this is a silly but fun idea. If we put shelves here, but like in a wonky pattern. So like here, there, and then here, there. And then here. No, wait, and then to the left over there. Oh no, that's not what I want at all. So there. I think we're going to try and build a funny little pattern just to see how it goes. Yeah, I kind of like this chat. I think this is going places. And then here. And then to the left here. So like forwards, left is what we're creating right now. And it's kind of making a weird little snake zigzag. This is fun. I like anything that starts simple and becomes complicated. Oh, this isn't working how I expected to. Oh, it is working how I expected it to. Never mind. And then that goes here. And then we put another block on the side over here. Yeah, we made like a little emergent behavior where we made like snake things. I feel like this would be really good for making a complicated parkour. Or like, you know, one of those things, like assault courses where you gotta like stay on the blocks. Fun parkour course. Yeah, exactly, Chilius Bean. Exactly the same thought. Can you walk in between? It'd be a cool maze. You can fall in between. Which is basically what you are, spit in reverse. And that is a fun characteristic of it. Also, there is a cave down here. And we have to remember that that exists. So, yeah, I feel like this whole underground area here could be used for something. It's definitely got some value. But to who? Need to be able to put a shelf and a shelf inside of a shelf inside of a shelf, etc. Yeah, I agree with that. Why can't we shelf inside the shelf inside the shelf inside the shelf? Ellis Flowers? You're asking the real questions. So what I'm going to do now, just for fun, because this isn't labeled yet, I'm going to try and type in... I'm going to use my shelves to label what this is from here. Or from here, I guess, is where you can see it best. So there, here, and here. I'm going to grab all the banners to write every block. No, not every block. All blocks. And then maybe like 1.14. Let's go grab the banners for it. I don't want to stay too far away from my farm over there, but we'll still go for it. Can you walk in between? That's the same comment I've just read. Those shelves make good monument decoration. Do you mean like an ocean monument, or are you picturing like the opposite of that? So let's now make some black banners. I think they do have to be black, annoyingly. Let's make some black banners. This will make only 2 banners. Banners are expensive, chat. Wow, how does anyone ever afford them? And then let's take the E and let's duplicate it. Yeah, banners are so pricey. So E. We need 2. No, we don't need E. We need A. We're making all blocks, not every blocks. So we've already gone A, which is great. We'll take the L. And I'll take this and make 3 copies of it. 2, 3. And then I'll put the L back over here. Then I need blocks. So I've got an S, thankfully. Do I have a B? Do I have an O? I have an O. And I guess I'll just make a few more of these. Oh, I've got 2 more of these. So I need a B, chat. Okay. And I need an L. I've got an L. I need a K. I don't have a K. So we'll work with what we've got. And then... Okay, so the O needs to be duplicated. So we'll use one of these to do that. Put one of the O's back in here. Wait, is that the O? Oh, I think I might have done a Q rather than an O, chat. You know, let's put the letters that we have in there right now. Just to see how good this looks. The triangle on the yellow banner is different from the structure behind it. Yes. That's a fun spot. Also, hello, Toy Chat, says Peen. Good to see you here. Peen, how are you doing today? Oh, we have to place them down individually. Okay, there we go. L. L. A. O. So B-L-O. S. Chat, it's like a game of Jeopardy. Can you work out what it is? All bows. I have an L in here somewhere. Oh, I need another L. So I'll put that L there. Yeah, it's a little... You can use it to play, it's not Jeopardy. What's that game? Wheel of Fortune, I guess? Would it be rude of me or politely critical of me to say that after watching the mock test video, I'd be slightly uncomfortable being driven by you? You're allowed to feel whatever you want, obviously. I think I'm an incredibly safe driver. But I would say, I would say, you know, that you are allowed to take whatever it is that you want from an internet video. And if what you take is not being driven around by me, then I'll promise to never drive you. I'll give you that promise right now. Just for you. I can do that. Okay, so... If only there was a post on the RIBX Toycat subreddit about letter banners. Wow, should I go there right now to read this post? That sounds like a good idea to me. And sounds like a place that I could learn. So we'll make a C. And we'll make another L. And then between these letters... That should get us... Good, decent... Oh, no, I used my only B, chat. Oh, no. I was duplicating the B and then just didn't. H-I-J-K-L. Okay, that's fine. Oh, but I can grab it back. It's fine. Oh, actually, I'll duplicate it over there. And then bring back the B to put in here. So I'll make another banner. I think you can use any banner. I'm fairly certain I could just use the white banner. Let's go over there. Let's take the B back. Let's put the L in here. Let's put the C in here. And let's hope that I'm correct about using any banner and not just the same color. Has to be the same color. Very picky. Useful to know, I guess. Can you dye a banner? No, you can't. So we'll put that in there for now. Yeah, you could use these. You could use white banners to signify where there isn't something. Take it back and dupe it. Yeah, exactly. All bloats. Somebody who annoys you, says Endercast. I feel like even saying the correct version, you know, someone who nags you, I feel like you say that slightly wrong. You're getting yourself cancelled, I reckon. Okay, so I need to make another B, but I need a black banner for that. But thankfully, I've got 6 black wool to do that with. Okay, so black banner, take the B, duplicate the B, take a B home, leave a B here. Boom. Sorted, chat. Sorted. Has to be the same base for the banner. Yeah, it's kind of weird that it does, but it makes sense. Like, on a level, you could argue, like, yeah, well, obviously it has to be the same base because you're going to do all the same stuff to it. But I would argue, like, it's clear that what you're actually doing... Okay, so I don't know how that happened. But let's replace this with this, and now we'll leave the... Now you just have to imagine that that's a K, chat. All blocks. Beautiful. It probably is better if we... So there's definitely cobblestone in here. Yep, there is. 1, 2, 3. So let's now put some levers behind these. And now if I ever wanted to, chat, I could replace my inventory with all blocks. That's actually kind of cool. That's like a cool way to send messages to players. Hey, Ifimvia former Elwisian, thank you for apologizing for your crazy rudeness. I don't think it's rude at all. I think honestly, like I'm pretty chill as a passenger. I think there's an argument that objectively you shouldn't be. But I've noticed, like, basically everyone just drives and everyone gets anywhere. Everyone gets the same places anyway. You're like, a lot of taxi drivers, like, people that you know are hypermiling, like, will do all sorts of ridiculously dangerous activities. Or they don't signal ever, or, you know, like... And you think to yourself, like, wow, that's dangerous driving. But clearly, if they do it enough, either even dangerous driving is safe driving, and so you don't need to worry. Or, actually, everyone who drives does it to their own system. But crashes only occur when multiple bad... It's like, I feel like it's like crashes only happen when multiple things go wrong. You can't die in a car crash now, because everyone will point to that one video and say they saw it coming. Yeah, it's... I have to be very stubborn about my road safety now. If I'm dying, it's going to be in a skiing accident to prove that is entirely not dangerous at all. I've done some ATVing recently, Jim. I hadn't ATV'd at all until last year. And I've been doing it a little bit recently. It's a lot of fun. It's like driving, but without the boring rules part of driving, and more the like feeling part of driving. Also, my copper lanterns are growing. In fact, let's place them back over there now that they are growing. Or growing is the wrong word, but I'm sticking with it. Let's now work out where they should be. So, exposed copper lanterns. I guess the exposed... Now that we've got enough exposed and regular versions of things, we can put these all at the front. So we'll have a row of lanterns over here, with exposed and exposed being next to each other. So I guess over here we'll start. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is where my exposed lantern will go, and this is where my wax exposed lantern will go. Then we'll put behind these two regular copper lanterns. See, chat, now that I've got like enough stuff that has exposed very slightly, I can use this to my advantage. And then behind this, we'll put my exposed copper chains. I have no idea why I read coins. And we'll put that over here and over here. And then we'll put all the lightning rods next to that somewhere. But I need to first pick up some chains that haven't oxidized. Weirdly enough, I do need to make sure that some of this stuff stays unoxidized. So that goes here, and that goes here. And then I'll put down the other actually oxidized stuff to the right of that. I need to keep a good distance between the stuff that is still oxidizing. Let's stick with that. But otherwise, it's working just great for now. Okay, so move this. Copper lantern there, copper lantern here. Yeah, I think weirdly, I might just have to, like, sit in a cave and go AFK for 10 days. If this doesn't actually age during today's stream. I think that might be the best thing for it. No, the more you place them in 4 blocks of each other, the slower they go. Only stack them tight if you plan on loading this area for tens of hours. Yeah, I'm gonna move the stuff that I need to grow in its own little corner still. That is my plan. Don't you worry. So now we would have exposed here and exposed here, exposed here and exposed here. And then we'd have the 3 new lightning rods going over here. So that would be... I guess there's actually 7 new lightning rods. It's like 3.5 new lightning rods, because you can now wax your existing ones. But let's not think about that too hard. So this goes here, and that goes there. And we'd also have the new versions over here and there and everywhere too, but it's fine. Don't need to think about that too hard. Then we move all the copper bars, because none of them really expose as fast as I'd like to. And I'll just put these in a pile somewhere, or in a... I'll put these in a shelf somewhere. That will be the best thing to do with them. And then we'll specifically put the things that need to oxidize the most in a big pile together after I've gone to sleep because it's raining and it looks miserable. Ash says you should make a copper lantern out of the copper golems. You should make a copper lantern out of copper golems? How would that work? I don't understand. Also, the update is out right now. Yeah, see, isn't it confusing that you had to clarify the update, the copper update and not the one from Minecraft Live? I do think there's a bit of a fumble on announcing something just before your other update is about to come out. Maybe I'm crazy though. Maybe it is like really good strategy and I'm just missing why. But it is confusing, I think, for the average player to be like, oh yeah, so excited for the update, and the update's coming out in 3 days? Oh, that's a different update coming out in 3 days. Or is that normal, chat? Like, I guess, like, companies that do roadmaps will often have roadmaps that have, like, forever worth of content on there, right? So is this just the same thing? So no blocks within 4 blocks off it is what we need. So we have to really, like, pick up the blocks that are here unnecessarily. And then really space these out. So 4, and then 4, and then... This is kind of going to be too close to stuff otherwise. So 4, and 4. And then, oh, whoa, this is fully aged, chat. Whoa, look at that. When did this happen? I've got 1 fully aged copper chain. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, it's weathered. It's not. Actually, I think weathered is fully exposed, right? Waxed, weather... Wait, no. It's regular, and then it's oxidized, then it's weather, and then it's exposed. And so if this is weathered, it's still missing another step in the process. And then we'll put the exposed chains all together, all far from other things. So another one over here. And then we'll put the lightning rods also together and also far from things. So lightning rod here, lightning rod here. And so you can see that the collection of blocks is slowly coming together. Waxes, exposed, weathered, oxidizes. Wax, exposed, weather, oxidized. Yeah, oxidized is the last phase. So it'll be good. Speedrunning copper variants. You know we're speedrunning the copper variants today. Poorly, but still. Poorly, but still. Miracle Rust is the actual automatic way to age copper. Miracle Rust does sound like a fun time. Oh, and my copper chests, I need to move those further apart. I think for sure. I think if I'm not putting anything else down there, I can afford to. Also, I hate having one of those near here. Because I don't want the XP to turn into skulk. That is not what anyone wants. But still it happens to me anyway. So that's really... I think the chests can definitely be spread out enough for this to work. So copper chest here. Copper chest here. Copper chest here. And a copper chest, I guess, also over here. That should be everything far enough away from other copper. Oh, no, wait, this one is definitely not. Okay, so now the copper chest should start to do good things. I am going to actually take 2 of the exposed ones. Well, maybe 1 exposed, 1 not exposed. No, I'll just make a new copper chest and then also take an exposed one upstairs with me. So I can make, like, a relevant chest for this. Copper variant speedrun, WR, any percent legit real. Yeah, exactly. Legit real is the only correct way to describe the beauty you're seeing here today. So then after we've got all the chains in, we'll put the chests in over here, I think. Because we can put them next to each other, do fun things with that. Also, I have an idea for how you can make a copper lantern out of copper golems, green frog lights surrounded by copper golems, and lightning rods. I like the creativity, but I think you should take that idea and then show me how it looks when you're done. Rather than me taking that idea. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, laying this out in a way that's going to be aesthetically pleasing is genuinely one of the biggest challenges. So, I definitely want to put this somewhere. But when it comes to up here, there is nowhere that is good. And so I'll just put it here. And we'll work out the rest later. Do I need more lanterns? No, they're exposing. So for now, the lantern, the chest will sit here and over there. Wonderful. They got copper chests cool too. Cool, I like those. Yeah, the copper chests are a nice little addition. 100% true. I think that I think like what I like about this copper update is it's not anything so impactful that it should change anything massive you're doing. But if you start a brand new world, then you'll have some little style decisions, I think, that will change based on this. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that there's a... You know, like, to put it this way, copper tools don't make a lot of sense. The same with, like, a spear. I think it's going to be, like, a... It's going to be a fun weapon that's a really good choice. And copper tools are like, oh, yeah, I don't really want to find iron right now. Let's just go for copper. I love that they're making these choices, but then also at the same time being like, oh, yeah, whole bunch of copper bars together. Let's go for it. Whole bunch of this. Let's go. It feels like they're trying to open up choices for players. And choice is a good thing. Oh, wow. It aged in front of me, chat. Oh, look. Yeah, it's aging. It's aging so good. It is aging as good as I'm allowed to say this. Aging as good as an Asian. Aging like an Asian. Asian-jing. There's a word for that. There's a way to say this, but I have not got it, chat. I have not worked out what it is yet. Okay, so break all of those off, and then put it in here. And then I've got some exposed bars I probably have to do something with. I guess we could replace some of the copper bars with exposed bars. And then we'll put the copper bars in in one of these shelves somewhere. Which shelf? This shelf. Perfect. Now, as long as that wandering trader doesn't get murdered, we'll see a lot of nice things happening. Yeah, it's actually... It's definitely helping with my speedrun attempt to have separated out these blocks so much. I used to think it was like the distance from other blocks made a scaling difference, but I think it just is like, if it's 4 blocks, big difference. If not 4 blocks, small difference. Because these chests are aging super, super quickly. Can you give us some enlightening advice now that you're a wise elder, says Nobody Kayaks? Yeah, sure, why not? Now that I am the old man you all know me to be, I would like to give the advice that in life, there's going to be a lot of things that are desperate for your attention right here, right now. And you're like, I've got to do that. It's really important. But, like, 80% of those things don't end up being important. And actually, a lot of unimportant things will deliberately try to rush you to make sure you get them done. But a lot of life can be found in the enjoyment in not rushing. And, like, not rushing is a real privilege, to be clear. But it's a privilege you should aim for. In the same way that the best thing about having money is that you don't have to worry about money. The best thing about having time should not be that you can spend it alone doing nothing, scrolling on TikTok. That is the lowest value time, some would argue. But the highest value in time is to spend a little extra where maybe it doesn't seem necessary. At least I think that that's good. Okay, so I'm going to remove this entire floor. I think it being made out of stone is just ugly. And so let's fix it. Let's make it not made out of stone. And let's also put some copper torches down here. Because why not? I think I'm going to make a whole stack of copper torches. I think having a bunch of copper torches in my chest with me just seems like a fun idea. So I think I'm just going to do it. Because I can do that. So I'll put a torch down here first. Oh, I need to be careful about where I place copper torches. Will they mess with the aging of other copper blocks? I don't know. I certainly hope not. And yeah, when people ask me for wise advice, I tell them that sometimes when you risk it, you don't get the biscuit. Yeah, weirdly, like, the thing I'm always yelling that advice about is so many YouTubers are like, yeah, start a YouTube channel. Great side hustle. So many YouTubers, and you know, same with like TikTokers to be fair, but like, you know, like so many people will make a living being like, here's how you make money as a faceless YouTube channel in working, you know, like it just takes a few hours. And like a lot of people would be like, basically like, here's how you can do this thing really easily. And it works all the time. And either they genuinely believe it works all the time because they're idiots, or they want you to believe it works all the time so that you will give them money. I don't know. I don't know if it's malicious or silly. But it's like, no. Anything entertainment is like a little bit of like, you're rolling the dice. You know, like, if you wanted to become a police officer, you just have to not be a terrible police officer and they'll probably let you in, right? If you want to be a school teacher, you can show up to an interview and, like, you just have to not mess it up. Whereas if you show up to be, like, I don't know, like an investment banker, like something with, like, a $250,000 on the line, or you show up to be an actor, it's like, you have to impress. You can't just do fine. And so it's worth knowing that from both levels. One is that, like, yeah, you have to be top 1%, or you have to be lucky 1%, you could say, to succeed in a lot of things like entertainment. But, or you could say the other way of, like, if you just pick any other job, there's a real nice bonus, which is you just have to be kind of okay. You know? I think, there's so many jobs I look at and I'm like, oh, that's cool. My friend just, my friend's been working at a council, and he's like, yeah, they just don't, if you don't get things done, like, they don't care about how much you get done. If you're getting stuff done, you know, like, it's fine. If you say you'll get it done on a Friday and it's done on a Tuesday, no one minds, as long as it gets done eventually. You know, like, as long as like, eventually stuff is there, then no one really minds, because, you know, if you say that you need to take a day off, then everyone gets it. I feel like that is a luxury you don't get when you work a very highly competitive job. And so it's worth actually thinking to yourself, like, you know, do I thrive in stressful situations, or do I die in stressful situations? Or even on just the level of, like, is the stress worth it enough for you? Because for a lot of people it is, but for a lot of people it isn't too, and it's hard to know. And I think that's one of the worst bits. It's genuinely quite tricky to find out. I'll have you know, impressing a room of 35-year-olds is hard. My paper airplane game is lit. That, you know, as someone who impresses 5-year-olds all the time, chat, every time I speak to someone who doesn't know that much about the internet, they're like, yeah, you definitely, your channel's all 5-year-olds, right? And so, as a result, you know, they clearly know better than me. You are all 5-year-olds. Sorry to announce that. Some of you, that might be a big shock. You may be like, whoa, I never realized I was 5 years old. But you are. It's true. The sooner you learn to deal with it, probably the better. So I'm just going to put some of this copper away in here. I think 45 ingots. What am I doing with 45 nuggets? What am I doing with that otherwise? Then I'm going to go take my lapis back. Then I'm going to dump my inventory. And then we're going to go and pick up copper horse armor, chat. I think I can't say that I've completed the update until I've got that. I also probably have to wax some blocks. And wax is a bit of a pain for me right now. But let's try and get some. As a 26-year-old, I can confirm I'm 5, says Justin Delisle. Hey, Justin Delisle. Everyone's favorite 26-year-old 5-year-old. I knew I was 5 years old. The police was wrong. Exactly, they are. I'm 5 and so is my 10-year-old, says Wordfish Trombone. See, that's impressive. To have a 10-year-old at 5 years old, it's incredibly impressive. Last time I made this joke, Kat made the joke that the police were going to have some words with her husband. And I enjoyed that one a lot. But yeah, it's also, I've got copper ingots already. Can't believe I've got so many just hanging around. I'll take that one with me. So, I'm going to take a bunch of rotten flesh from me across the world too, actually. It's useful to have. I can sell it for things. I need the XP anyway, right? So, then I'm going to put a copper chain somewhere random, chat. I want to make sure that my world is taking advantage of this. So we put a copper chain there. Whoa, you can't even see it's there until you go inside of it. Useful. I don't know for who. But it solved me a problem. Is there any angle where you can see there's a copper chain in there? I can't even see the hitbox, to be honest with you, chat. Yeah, if you punch it, you can see little scrapings come off it. You were so confused as to why my husband was going to jail. Yeah. I think that's one of my like big flaws is sometimes I'll blame this on YouTube, but it is still a me flaw. So I'll accept that I'm not taking responsibility, therefore taking some amount of responsibility as I'm not taking responsibility, chat. There is an angle inside. Is inside an angle? I mean, I guess it is an angle if I can see it from there. But it doesn't feel like one. I don't know what these do with these crimson shelves. They feel like they should go somewhere. I'll put them in my basement. My basement's a good space for this stuff. If I was born on February 29th, I'd be more than 5. Oof. Yeah, that's... I used to love the idea of being born on April Fools. But at a certain age... Not April Fools, sorry. You know, actually, I said it and I'm sticking with it. Being born on April Fools would be great. Everyone would assume your birthday was a joke. And then you'd get away with so much silly stuff. Okay, so this is perfect. This is a wonderful place, my crimson shelves. Couldn't ask for anything better. But yeah, if you've never seen this, chat, if you go down another layer, something fun happens. Because the third house is actually the most put together one. I've been meaning to forever. Like, I would love to just spend, like, an 8-hour stream fleshing this whole area out. I like it a lot. It's a very fun little space. Also acute. Yeah, I think that this is like such a grand idea that I would love to just like keep on expanding on. Oh, and it's even better. I forgot until just now that it's flipped. Oh, yeah, I built a flipped version of my house, chat. Oh, that's weird. It's very weird to have a whole flip version of the world. But yeah, I need to destroy a bunch of the deep slate around here, which is like a noble goal. It's made a bit easier by the fact that there's a big cave here. So maybe I should just like have a you know, if making Minecraft videos fails, I'll take a 9 to 5 just destroying deep slate in my world. I think you should remove all the torches in your desert and replace them with green torches. Now that is a project idea right there, Cat. That is a project idea. I think it'd be cool to go through some of the torches and make them green to like make a pathway or something like that. I do think there's lots of places where green torches just make more sense. Like maybe here. Like if I have green torches instead, isn't that kind of better in a way? But I digress. Try placing fully oxidized copper blocks near the chest. Do you think it will see the fully oxidized copper and go, oh, I want to be like that? Yeah, let's change. Is my block still invisible? If you're curious, by the way, this is the cup from the Minecraft movie. Controversial take, but the Minecraft movie is actually like a fairly solid, you know, 7.5 out of 10 B movie. I think nothing. You know, actually, I've kind of been ragging a little bit on Minecraft's marketing strategy. You know, the fact that like updates come out before updates come out is like a bit of a wonky thing. But the Minecraft movie had like, I think whoever worked on the Minecraft movie's marketing is someone who will get paid forever now. It's like the first person who worked out, I think it's Wendy's, whoever ran their Twitter account and was just really mean to people. That became like the default, right? If you start doing this, people will be really impressed. I feel like there's a similar thing for like, the Minecraft movie was such a well-marketed success because they managed to get people... Like, they were given this impossible brief of, like, Minecraft players can be 40 years old, or they can be 10 years old, but there's a large number of people who are now a teenager who saw Minecraft as a thing they used to do. How do you get those people interested? And someone was just like, yeah, you make them watch it ironically, them watch it seriously, and then, you know, like, it sounded like... I feel like trying to market the same movie different ways to different people sounds like it should go horribly wrong. But it worked so well. Also, placing oxidized copper helps if your chests are inefficiently too close together. It will never raise it back to efficient level. Oh, that's an interesting fact to learn. Okay, so I'm going to grab a bunch of my mob traps. Just a whole pile of both of these. I'm going to sell as much raw flesh as I can right now. Because I think some XP would go well for me. You know, I want to enchant that trident with loyalty free. Although it's too late, actually. I already enchanted it. So there's no actual need for me to go down here and do my thing. By the way, the farm is perpetually not working, but that's okay. That's just life. And then we want to find this man and trade with him a bunch. So, click, all the way through the pile. And if we want to go really crazy, we could buy a bunch of XP bottles with it. Honestly, buying XP bottles does feel a little illegal. It used to, way back in the day, it was like, whoa, this is a near impossible thing to get. But there's so much Minecraft knowledge around, it's like, oh yeah, everyone knows how to get their bottles of enchanting now. It's just a weird item you can choose to have or not. Okay, there we go. Yeah, now, let's leave this be. I want to do something with it, but I won't. Let's just put these in the chest and these in the chest. And then let's put my bow on the ground, my lightning rod over here, just so it oxidizes. I would love a nice oxidized copper rod. Don't know where, don't know why, but I'll work out the answers to those questions later. And then we'll be good. Honestly, the movie is worth it if you're there for the entertainment instead. But you see what I mean, though? Like, that... I think that's such a genius thing. Also, is the copper update live? Yes, the copper update is live. I should be wearing, like, a pair... I should have an item of copper on me. Just to show people if they're coming in, like... so they can answer that question immediately. So let's make a copper sword, and let's use it entirely. Let's be one of the first people to break a copper sword. Should we enchant the copper sword? I don't think I keep an enchantment table over here. Oh no, I do. I'll enchant it to level 1 because that's fun. And then we'll go to the... So, chat, I've got a bit of a fun problem here. How do I find copper horse armor? For most Minecraft players, you're best off going to, like, the structures you know. Like, if a bunch of desert temples, if you find a desert near you. Nether fortresses are the best if you're already looking for those. But I think I worked out that I have enough fireworks. So let's take these things. Make a whole pile of fireworks. Whole second pile of fireworks. Then put this back together. With that. I think I worked out, chat, that the best place for me to go is my end. Because my end is relatively unexplored. I've been trying to leave it mostly that way. Also, this is... I don't have my enchanting table corner anymore. So I'll just use the ones in the ceiling here. Sharpness 1, perfect. 6 damage. That's as much as an iron sword, chat. Oh yeah, this is... I can rename this to iron sword if I want to now. We're going on an adventure. Yeah, we are. We're going on an adventure. Only good things will happen on this adventure. So I should probably bring a bow with me. But if, you know, I dropped my last bow on the ground and we all know there's no way to get that back. I'm definitely going to put my copper away, as fun as all these guys are. Where should I put my copper? In my copper chests. And then we'll go on a big end journey. My leech has got plenty of durability. I am as good as I need to be. Let's go. Also, a guy came up here. Does that mean he's been placing the stone away? Oh, he's got coal ore. He's never going to find his place. Yeah, it's kind of cute, chat, watching the copper golems just endlessly fumble around. But they are technically making slow but steady progress. So, you know, it's not all terrible. Rip my $5. Oh, Skyber. I would like to quickly jump in. So this is a really interesting question. Someone asked, so Skyber asks, how did you convert your Xbox 360 well to Bedrock? Did it require a lot of file editing? This is actually quite interesting that this is lost to time. For some people, like, I say lost to time, it's like, it's perfectly find-outable, but the fact that it's not common knowledge is interesting to me. Xbox 360 worlds could convert for free to the Xbox One, and the Xbox One could convert to the Bedrock version, like, inside of the game itself. So all of the converting that I've done has been handled by Minecraft itself. And that's quite confusing to some, but now you know. Entirely doable by anyone. Okay, what we're going to do, chat, this is a goofy thing, but I've been that way 6,000 blocks. Do you know how I know I've been that way 6,000 blocks? because I did it on Christmas Eve one year. It was a lot of fun. Hey, Stride! Thank you for becoming the 424th channel member. Okay, so I'm going to just start flying this way in the positive X and nothing Z direction. And I've specifically got my world off a realm so I can turn up my render distance. Like, you can see that it's a realm download here by that weird text that it uses. We're going to turn up our render distance. And we're going to see... Because on a realm, you're capped out at 20 chunks, I think. Oh my god, look at that. And we're going to see where the nearest end cities are and if we've been to them. So if you've never seen this world before, there's a lot of fun quirks of it. I actually... Recently, I was... I looked around my world recently for the sake of, like, showing off all the weird things. I thought that might be fun to do this year, chat. But, yeah, looking around it, you can see here that... Oh, yeah. Looking around my world, you can see there is a lot of end cities here. And also you can see there's that triple stacked end gateway. That shouldn't exist. It's just a weird quirk of having such an old world. So anyway, I'm going to go now look at the end cities to see if I've been in them. And if I haven't, I just keep heading in that one direction. By heading in one direction, I'll load very few chunks, because my file size is a concern to me. And hopefully I'll find new end cities. Because end city chests have like a 4% chance of having copper armor for horses. So it's worth going for, even if it's not that likely. So we're going to go into this place. Are there any shulkers? Oh, I think I've broken the end chest here. Oh, interesting. Oh, there wasn't one. Honestly, it looks a little bit broken in here. Is this the actual design of the end city? Let's not think about it too hard. Also, long-time fan, excited to watch all...
Excited to watch all the member Let's Play episodes.
Wait, why was it episodes? But no, thank you very much, by the way. I am surprised that there are some number of people that... like, in my mind, I was like, I am making these videos for members, and that's great. I'm surprised that some number of people are actually becoming members for it, and that is, like, a nice feeling. I hate to concede. Oh, I've been here already, chat. Yeah, there's no ender chest next to it, so that means I've been here. So we'll just go to the next end city. Which means I've probably killed all the shulkers, except I haven't. So now is the time to be killing shulkers, chat. Should we go and... Should we kill one? Okay. I want to kill this guy mostly with the copper sword, then switch out for this, and... Oh, not a single drop. That's okay, I guess. Should I kill this guy next? Oh, wait, be careful. No! Okay, it's fine. So I've got to crouch now. Okay. Well, you know, I'll hang out on this ladder, chat. Oh, yep, just going to keep climbing the ladder against my will. I'm really glad, Stride, though, that you're... I think the member-only Let's Play episode's like a fun little thing for me. Like, one of my favorite things to do is to, like, have this, like, honestly, chat, when I started the channel, I thought Let's Plays is the thing I want to do forever. And then we worked out, like, you know, during the years it was like, wow, way more people like the update videos, way more people like the skin pack coverage videos and news videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I've definitely been here before, but I did leave a diamond pickaxe, which I could bring back with me. And I also left an elytra here. I'm going to bring that back with me too, I think. That seems like a good idea. Hey, Makarai! Thank you for becoming a channel member. The 425th. Did you know if you've considered becoming a channel member at any point, you get access to all of the member-only content, which includes members-only Let's Plays if you care, if you want to see my thoughts while I play this world. But also, do you know what it includes? It includes access to... drum roll. Soy Cat, Bathing in Iron Brew. I was actually thinking today. So, I'm trying to do... I'm always trying to be active, chat. I'm trying to... Like, exercise is the worst. It's something you don't want to do that, like, is probably worth doing, but that feels really bad. It's, like, hard to convince myself to do. But I did it, so I did a spin class for the first time, chat. I used to assume a spin class was like a pole dancing class. Like, because you're spinning around it. But I'm an idiot. Spinning is where you do this, where you pedal on a bike. I did a spin class because I've got a few people in my social circle who, like, swear by riding bikes as an exercise method. Stationary bikes. And it just destroyed me. And in the middle, I was like, I need to have an ice bath now. Because you get... And the woman doing the class is even like, you should be disgusting right now. But yeah, I... also, when does the Let's Play World update come out? It'll be before Christmas. I can't tell you more than that. It's finished, though. It's packaged. Well, we even went back, thanks to Deshi, we actually went back and added new music discs to it. So it should have every single one of those, which is fun. But by Christmas is the plan. By Christmas is the plan for a lot of releases. Like, I've said this before, chat, but like, you know, modern YouTube is a surprising amount about, you know, like, as the, you know, the revenue for the base uploads is going down. It's like, how effectively can you... Is this a good place to be, chat? Have I been here? Oh, no, that's new. I mean, I guess I had shulkers on the last one, too. So I'll just go inside and I'll see. I mean, it looks fairly new to me. So I'll attack him a few times, and then I'll get back out, and then I'll kill him. And I'm getting no shulker boxes, chat. I mean, no shulker shells. And then... 4% chance. Just nailed it in one, chat. 4% chance on the first go. I don't need to open... Well, I mean, arguably it was on my fourth go. But I'm fairly sure this is my first new chest. Am I going to get it again? No. I should have said that. I should have just stuck with my one lucky fact. Chat, I just got copper horse armor. Dream luck. Yeah, you know what? I've got to say, I'm just gonna... I got the world record for fastest copper armor time. And I will aggressively never concede that I've done something wrong. Even if it is proven later. That's how I roll. I do think, I think it is funny because, like, I don't think anyone actually cares about it anymore. But it's, like, become an entrenched meme. And I think that's, like, weirdly enough, like, the modern version of a cancellation is your bad behavior becomes a meme. Bad behavior is, like, a bad way to put it. Also, wait, I have been here, chat. Look at that. There's no way that wasn't made by me. Is there? Oh, this is the weirdest... That is strange. That looks like something like... That looks like a nerd poll, like a... That looks like a... That's very strange. Also, top slot, number 1. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, do I need any more copper horse armor? Probably not. But there are 2 end cities right here. And I do need some more shulker boxes anyway. Let's go for a second copper horse armor. So I can put 1 in item frame and then 1 on a horse. Because I do have my stable. So let's break through the wall. Ah. I feel like I'm never going to get that lucky again. I feel like I could go through like 100 chests. But this is a very Minecraft thing of like, your luck is your luck. And sometimes... Okay. I'm struggling to get out of here. There we go. Oh, I guess in. Not like that. So kill you. Come on. Someone has to give me a shulker shell. Chat, I need shulker boxes right now. Like, not desperately, but I am like... I could do some fun things if I had some more. But none of them... Am I playing with mob drops turned off or something? Like... I mean, I've killed... You know, I guess this is where all the RNG is going. My copper horse armor has given me all my good luck. And so now I'm getting nothing from anywhere else. Okay, that's 4 shulker shells. I just haven't seen them. Maybe I've been getting them the whole day. And I just haven't noticed. So yeah, this is a lot of shulkers, thankfully. So it's a good place to be. Although if we could get 2 shulkers to hit each other endlessly, we might not need to worry about all the rest of this noise. But yeah, I'm just going to go to the next place that definitely has a chest, which is this room here. And let's see if we can't get a second copper horse armor. Oh. See if we can't get a second copper horse armor. That's gold. It's nice, but just nice. Attack with the copper sword. Oh no, don't attack with anything. Get rammed out of there. So, Cat, if you made a single shulker farm, run it for 1 hour, you'll never need to load new chunks for end shulker shells again. Yeah, I feel like So, okay, I feel ways about that Hack1MC. I kind of am off the opinion. Like, if you gave me my choice, that is to say, if I was just playing this world and there were no outside considerations, I don't think I would have made a farm for anything. Like, I have a copper farm. I think the only things I would farm are probably materials. I don't like farming anything with life in it. Is like a weird kind of take. Like, I guess I have like a cow farm, but it's not an automatic cow farm. I'm very like 2012 core and like what is and what isn't a fun farm. I think, like the only reason that I don't, like I love going out and exploring as my way of finding shulker shells, and I love going out and mining as my way of getting iron. I think if I was reasonably self-limiting, I would have more fun doing things that way. But, by the way, I've now got 6 shulker shells. You have a cow hole. Yeah, is the cow hole a cow farm? Debatable. I think a lot of people... Okay, I think there's something really useful to learn from gaming, which is that people will optimize the fun out of their own games all the time. It's such a common thing for people to not realize that they are ruined. Like, you ever, you know, like, to give a classic example, it's kind of like, I'm not going to imply that farms are cheating, but you know when you first go into The Sims with the cheat that allows you to have all the money in the world, and you turn it on in a world and you're like, this is amazing, but then actually you're kind of just done playing it like minutes after, maybe hours after, but it removes the gameplay loop, and I feel like farms do that a little bit. If every time I needed something, I just went to its relevant farm and waited, I would be turning Minecraft gameplay into going AFK. And as much as I enjoy, you know, like spinning around on a bike AFK or whatever. By the way, the entire reason I was telling that story was so I could say, like, I wanted an ice bath, and I realized all I would need is some rum and some coke in that ice bath, and I could have Toy Cat babes in cocktail. But then I realized I have to confirm, like, can you bathe in alcohol or does that kill you? Because it feels like it probably is either really good or really bad for you. And I don't know which it is. But yeah, if you are a member, maybe in the future we'll do Toy Cat. Toy Cat creates a 4-ingredient cocktail where he is one of the ingredients. I'm getting absolutely wrecked here, by the way. Oh, let me out. So I'm just going to hang out by these chests. And hey, a bunch of iron. Like, this is a fun way to get iron, in my opinion. Like, if this iron... Like, if you have an iron farm, this iron means nothing to you. And honestly, I have a decent amount of iron. I don't run my iron farm often. But if I had an iron farm, this wouldn't represent 3 new cauldrons I can make to help my projects work better. This would represent a garbage item I have to carry around with me. And that's not actually fun, right? To turn something cool and exciting and meaningful into garbage that is holding you down. Also, have you ever seen a shulker? Have you ever seen an end city do this? I feel like I haven't. Wither skulls. Yeah, wither skulls. Weirdly, I set myself the challenge. Like, I think wither skulls prove to like an extra degree why I hate farming in Minecraft. Also, I'll let these guys hit each other a bunch. Oh, they are reproducing. That's why there's so many of them here, huh? I'm just gonna get up nice and high. I'm gonna allow myself to heal before I do too much more of this, because it's going quite badly for me. My armor's doing just fine though. I just have to heal. It's the only part of me that's having any regrets. Yeah, I think that I do the opposite in Sims. I turn the cheats on to remove the money. You turn on cheats to remove all the... Oh, you use cheats to get yourself back to having no money. Yeah, I think there's a real argument for throw away your valuables in Minecraft every now and then. Or, like, start again in a new part of your world to enjoy that part of the gameplay loop. I received a comment years ago that I never quite internalized, because I was like, well, this goes against how I want to play Minecraft, so I'm not going to listen to it. So a comment I think is really true is, like, the fun part of the Minecraft gameplay loop is when you are vulnerable. There's a reason why Minecraft Let's Plays always, like, stagnate after a certain point. And thankfully, we've gone to the point where people accept you can play it as a forever game by being, like, borderline, you know, like, it's a survival game with an emphasis on building or whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it. But I think that for a while there was this like expectation, like, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But eventually you work out exactly what you're gonna do in every situation. And then you optimize the fun outfit for yourself. The difference for me is I get to skip farming and end hunting. I ran the farm once a year ago and it got me a chest full of shells. That helps my world against corruption. Yeah, I think especially for Java players, I didn't realize. I was speaking to someone recently. It was Cringy Go. But they started a new world like this year, and it's 5 gigabytes already. And I was like, wow, they must have explored so much. And they're like, no, yeah, it's just Java file sizes. Like they showed me around it, and it's like, it looks like a world that would take up like 50 megabytes on Bedrock or something. Like, but it's really interesting to see nonetheless. Also, copper sword. Yeah, I got a copper sword. I'm using it basically none of the time. That's how good it isn't. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get out of it, chat. I think I'm being hit too much. And when people hit me, I leave them. That's my anti-domestic abuse message for you, chat. So let's just fly our way out of here. I'm just go on a nice fly home. We'll use the nearest end portal gateway we can, actually. No, actually, I don't want to use the ones that are too far away from spawn, because the last time I did, a bunch of dragons spawned. I cannot tell you how bad it is to have a bunch of dragons in your world when you put so much work into your end chat. My wife does that. She plays peaceful, but semi-nomadically, roaming far and wide. When she falls down, she gets a little frustrated, but she goes in a different direction to keep exploring. Yeah, my nomad run was one of the most fun ways I played Minecraft. I've got to say. Also, I'm coming back with 2 elytras, some shulker shells, which interestingly aren't a rare item. It's been a pretty good trip. It's been a fun part of the copper update. Look at this, chat. Look at all the new copper I'm enjoying. Copper sword, copper horse. It's great. Bro, when will the Copper Age come to Pocket Edition? It's out right now. If you don't have it, go to your store. If you don't have it now, you probably won't ever have it. Yeah, are you saying you don't have it? That's quite confusing to me. How game file size is approaching 2 gigabytes. Yeah, I kind of like this idea. One of the things that I wish I'd done with the Nomad run, I like this idea of like, how big can we get a Minecraft file size? It's an experiment I really like to run. I just made the shiny sword. It's awesome. You like the shiny copper sword? Let me check my elytra. It's doing great. I think it's wonderful. So yeah, chat, if you've never seen these triple stacked end gateways, it's a fun little feature. Oh, no, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. I'll loop back around. It's fine. I'll go for the middle one this time, though. Maybe that'll be a luckier one for me. Oh, there we go. Perfect. By the way, try not to go through end gateways until the next update comes out if you are worried about losing all your stuff. Like, personally, I would be bummed if I lost my stuff, but I would be like, oh, that's an opportunity. Let's get it back. But if you're someone who, if it's like losing, you know, a month of progress, or like Kat was saying, losing a bunch of world progress, and it would demotivate you, then, you know, be careful. There's some people who never knew Mobile Bedrock as Pocket Edition. Oh, the majority of Pocket Edition players don't know Pocket Edition's Pocket Edition anymore, right? Pocket Edition is like calling Minecraft Order of the Stone. Like, you could do it, but you would confuse some people, which is kind of funny. So this is where Endstone goes. This is where Purple goes. Very nice. And I've got all these extra shulker shells and all this extra gold and iron, which is just wonderful. Look at my gold and iron supplies now, chat. I should make myself some iron. I was going to make the joke of, like, iron golems, but I realized that's a real mob. So I won't make that joke anymore. And then we're going to go back to our area of oxidization. And actually, I've got to put these away somewhere. So end rods. Okay, so 41 of these can go in there. And the other 15 will go in here. And one firework rocket. Too few. And then I'll put the end rods down, like, in my house somewhere weird. This is what I do with items when I have them and I don't know what to do with them, chat. I find a nice place for them. Like, I think actually in this corner somewhere might be nice. Like, it might light up the outside world. If, like, up there and up there. I was like, yeah, look at that. Now the outside world is bright all the time, chat. See, this is what I'm talking about. Innovation. There's a natural source of lighting, and you can't see it from any angle. How wonderful. So, Kat, remember when you crashed the Switch 2 and I joined? I was filling shulker boxes with recursive bundles and placing them over and over again creative to help. Wonder how it impacts file sizes. Yeah, I would love to know what you can do to make the biggest file, because I want to test at what point a Minecraft file breaks. Because I always assumed it was file size breaking me, but recently I've come to the conclusion that maybe that is not correct. But I don't know without knowing, you know. Also, fancy cat decorating. I know, right? Actually, making a good call. Wouldn't ever have imagined it was me. There we go. Look at that. I've gotten all the cool new items from this drop. Some of them are just busy oxidizing. Like, literally, chat, I think it might make sense to me to just sit in a cave for 10 days. It feels like a cheating way to up your day count, but, like, no one... like I mentioned, we're at a point in the days where no one might... Like, even 8,000 days isn't that big of a milestone. Like, I think 9,000, 10,000 will be. So if we just sit in a cave for a bit, I'm sure it makes no difference to anything or anyone. And so that's what I'm going to do, chat. I'm going to sit in this cave and watch as all of this slowly but surely oxidizes. Tomorrow, I'm expecting... tomorrow, if you're curious, I'm expecting there to be a snapshot preview thing. And I think it would be fun. Yeah, I'm not saying we will, but I think it'd be fun to play around with that. I definitely want to if it has the spirit. I want to beat Minecraft. I want to do that, like, tight, fast, quick. Also, where are your copper golem statues? Oh, Polly! Can't believe I missed one of the most essential blocks of all. But I absolutely did. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and place those down right now too, so we can leave some copper golems in a hole to oxidize. Yeah, it sucks that I don't have a bunch of copper hanging out over here actually, but I don't have the jack-o'-lanterns for them anyway. So let's I hate AFK farms, but let's sit in a cave to oxidize. Exactly. See, you see what I'm saying though, right? Like, it's not a fun activity. I'm not like, oh yeah, my favorite part of today, the part I'm gonna enjoy the most is sitting in a cave. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I don't enjoy it. I specifically do not enjoy this activity. So I'm gonna just grab like 4, maybe like 8. Yeah, 8 makes no sense. And then grab 8 carved pumpkins. And I'm just going to put them in a big hole together again and again and again. And then we'll also grab some... We'll put the stone away, and I'll grab some grass to replace it. So stone goes up here. Copper nuggets should probably go in here. Oh, dear God. This is a messy chest, chat. I think iron and copper should not be sharing a chest. Then we'll grab a bunch of dirt. Because the dirt can spread, although I've got grass anyway, so whatever. Let's go place them. I'm not showing on the Play Store. The last update is 1.21.110. I'm in India. The 1.21.110 never released, but I assume you mean 101 instead. Yeah, maybe your local app store has extra review processes. Maybe you need to restart your device. I can't really give that effective tech support, but hopefully one of those two things helps. Okay, chat, let's do it. Let's make a little hole in the ground here. We'll specifically surround ourselves with grass blocks on all sides. Just make it really tricky for anyone to actually get out of this. We're making it go really far away. Then we'll place... Oh, this would be an easy way for me to get slightly oxidized copper chests, right? If I just do this, and then there we go. That's a lightly oxidized chest. And then, oh no, everyone else, just get yourself made real quick. Get out of the way though, because I'm trying to make other fellas. Oh dear. Okay, you know, this sort of works in its own way. I'm trying not to hit the copper blocks. So then we'll place a block there. And then, oh dear God, they're getting it. Okay, and then a block over here. And then we'll break this one. And a block over here, and then there we go. Look at this, chat. I've done something. So, already we have a statue? Whoa! They're oxidizing so quickly. This has to be a bug, chat, right? There's no way this isn't a bug. For them to be... Maybe because they were surrounded by oxidized blocks or whatever it is. I've already got my statues. Nice. So now we'll place those down over here somewhere. I think at the front makes the most sense. Weirdly enough. So I'll just place them up here for now. Yeah, looks wonderful to me. And then I'll place 2 more. And they'll just magically oxidize as we go. I'll have to corral them back into the hole so they don't get too lost or attacked by anything. I don't think there's anything that can attack a copper golem. But I'd rather not find out. And then for now, we'll make sure they're all walking or jumping. You know, actually, I like them all jumping. Then these guys can be sitting. Copper golems are more useful than expected. They aren't meant to exist perpetually in their teal green state. They are meant to have a timer and then freeze like they did. Ah, useful to know. Very useful to know. That isn't how I would have imagined them at all. But here we go. That's another one of these. And most importantly, we now have weathered chests. And then fully oxidized chests. And we'll place the rest of these in here. So I don't need to keep those chests down there at all. And yeah, I can move some other items from up here down there if they're too close to other things. So like these lightning rods might be a good use case for like bringing down there now. So lightning rod goes here, I guess. And lightning rod goes here. And then copper golems. I think they'll oxidize soon enough. I don't even need to worry about them. It sounds like it's basically a done deal. And then we can slightly unoxidize as we go across here. There we go. There we go. Look at that, chat. We've done something absolutely wonderful today. And, oh, no, I shouldn't have done that, but it's fine. It will re-oxidize over time. And just like that, I'm ready to come back to a fully complete 1.21.110 set. As far as a collection of... What was that? How did that just happen, chat? How did the creepers explode over there when I was over here? Have they messed this up? Oh, they've gone and messed it up, chat. They've ruined it for me. It's terrible. But let's just go make ourselves a little hidey hole. And I'll be back in hopefully hopefully like 40 minutes I come back and everything's fine. For now though, thank you for watching. Here is my collection of blocks one last time. For 1.21.110. I think this is one of the biggest collections of blocks in a while. But weirdly, the sorts of things that will only be appreciated on a brand new playthrough by a relatively new player in a few years from now. But I think that's the sort of feature that Minecraft benefits a lot from adding. The copper drop, it's been a lot of fun. I got myself some horse armor, and so I hope you all enjoyed this one. Are you going to wax them to keep them that way? Yeah, I'm going to have to come back with a bunch of wax and wax all the features when it's done to make sure that I have both variants. But, like, weirdly, I think I should wax everything. Because if I don't wax everything, then... if I don't wax everything, it's a continuously degrading experience. But I won't stress about it too much. What I will stress about is saying goodbye. Because I enjoyed the stream a lot, chat. And thank you to everyone who is and has become a member for supporting the channel in these fun times. And I guess I look forward to seeing you on probably Thursday for another stream. Perhaps related to the fun things that release potentially tomorrow. If not, then we'll go making copper golems to help everyone get that copper cape. Anyway, with that said, if you want to learn Joker about why I don't collab in SMP, that was my latest Let's Play video. And I'll see you in the next one. Good night. Look at my copper sword, isn't it great?